Hello. Sorry,
Hello.
everyone, for the slightly delayed start. We were doing some character setup that we hadn't done before. Sunday, would you like to give me a recap from last time as you are the surviving character?
Great. Fuzzy mind and everything else. Um,
Just go
well,
through what you remember.
um, we managed to make most of, if not all of the Invisibastards, fuck off.
Uh-huh.
Ubar came to the rescue. Um, Magic did magic and magic,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which made things, including Frail, go up into the air, like what, 500 feet?
500 feet, yeah. A couple of
And
them
then
managed
suddenly,
520 because they jumped.
even better. Um, but then suddenly, magic went away. Old man went and is
Uh-huh.
now uh, deaded. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, Somehow everybody was down again from another surge,
Yeah.
I believe. Um,
Yes.
Ubar found a purple gem on Frail. I didn't see the body yet, so I still don't know if they just turned into a gem or not. Um,
I mean, it's possible.
and then Ubar helped get us back into the tavern to, do a heckin' rest because we are all doing a hurty
Yes,
after
yes.
dealing with the Invisibastards.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's all I can remember right now. Brain fuzzy.
That is actually a pretty good summary of what happened last time. Um, I don't think I can remember much else. You guys are both cam in the little pictures now because I can't figure out
Ignore that.
how to get the new guy on. But yeah, so you guys are resting in the tavern. Ubar's sitting outside, sort of on guard. And I'm actually going to go to the next day. I believe it was the 31st. So it has now become the 32nd because that's how time works.
Does
Yay,
that
Um,
mean
forward
we
progression.
get another long rest?
you can have a long rest.
Yay.
Indeed.
Just gotta get through it the long way.
Yeah, long rest. That's what I said.
Well, I don't have my character thing on there, so I can't use the little pussy tab.
What?
What?
Our little drop tab is for pussies, so I call it the pussy
Right.
Hold up,
tab.
sorry. Run me by that logic again?
Because we've never called it that before, by the way. Just clarify.
Once before. I had at least once before.
Uh-huh.
We're not gonna. I'm not gonna just. Let's move on.
Okay. Um
Shut up.
yeah, no, I'm lost where things. So
Next thing.
you're all rested up. You wake up in the tavern and groggy from the day before and like everything that was going on, but alive, which is sort of the main thing. What would you be doing first?
Probably looking outside to see if there's any carnage left and try and clean up.
Okay. So you take a peek out the window and there's some signs of the battle that went on. There's I'd say about 6 dents in the ground, little ways outside. There's also some marks from other things that were going on during the fight, scuffs and stuff like that. Not actually that much damage was caused by the fight. You didn't break loads of things. There's one roof that's got a dent in it as well from where Ubar threw that guy. Otherwise, yeah, there's not loads of carnage all over the place. You didn't wreck the town or anything. It's just people wandering around.
What about Frail? Did I ever find his body yet?
You can have a look for it if you would like.
I would.
Okay.
Just so you know, there's not a corpse just in the middle of town.
Fine, it's part of the aesthetic. Okay, do you want to give me an investigation check then?
Sure.
Thanks, appreciate it. Okay, so you wander outside and you have a look at like the areas where people landed, and oh, my lighting's off, and you sort of figure out which one was probably Frail. You see a couple of scorch marks around it, because as you know, he exploded, sort of. But you don't see a body, just a hole in the ground and those scorch marks.
Kind of pull out the gem for a second
Mm-hmm.
and look at it. And then I'll go back and just make sure that everybody else is okay. See if there's anything I could do to assist them, be it bringing food or something like that.
Okay. So, as you head back in, you get a couple of people like greeting you. You woke up very early in the morning. Are you looking to assist anyone in particular, or are you just wandering around looking for someone to assist?
I'm just wandering around looking to help anybody, like primarily in the group, if they need food brought to them because they're still hurting or things like that.
All right. One or two of the rangers are up already. I'd say Lorna's up already. The rest of them still seem to be resting. So she gives you a sort of acknowledgement as you come in. Get slightly distracted because it doesn't seem like the music's playing.
It's been playing in Foundry for me.
Yeah, I figured it was. Okay, that's fine. I'll fix that later. So, interesting.
That was me, don't worry.
Yeah, I'd say there's not too many people about. The rest of them, like you would have gone past their rooms and sort of looked in, and they were fast asleep, resting.
Good.
Lorna, so as you go past, is like, okay?
Just making sure everyone's all right.
Nice of you. I think everyone's doing okay.
Yeah, looks like it. Anything you need help with? Seems the town's safe now.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it seems that way.
We could probably loiter for another day or two if needed.
Getting a weird like feedback thing. Anyone else hearing that?
No.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
How are
I
you?
heard it
stopped.
times. I thought it was just a
Oh.
horror sound effect that you were doing.
Oh, okay.
That's
That
why I didn't
really
say
threw
anything.
me.
No, I
thought
thought it
was
was you.
going insane.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't me. Never mind. It seems to have stopped now. If the stream didn't pick that up, I look insane. Like noises. Sorry, you asked Lorna a question, didn't you? I got really distracted.
I did ask a question. Do I remember it? No, so I'm just going to ask if they needed help with anything.
I'm pretty sure that was the question. She says, I'm all right. I'm aching, but I'm okay. Just look after yourself today. They've got some trade caravans coming in. So maybe take a walk around the village or something.
Yeah,
Worth it.
I do gotta go back and keep my word with the nice miss by the blacksmith about clothes and all.
Sounds like a good
Mm.
plan for today.
Can I ask you a slightly personal question if you don't mind?
Sure.
How close were you and Alamir?
We've been friends for a really long time.
Mm.
Nothing more than that, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, no, I just wanted to know. Because I've been thinking about getting memorial tattoos for them
Okay.
and others that we've lost.
Sounds like a nice idea, yeah.
I'll have a walk around and see if there's anybody who could maybe do that for me.
I think there is a guy. I've not seen him myself, but I know a few people who've got tattoos. The art style here is quite unique, so
That's okay. You couldn't tell by the electric blue hair. I kind of like unique things.
good to express yourself, even if it only means something to you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, I'll be around town. If you need anything, give me a holler. I'll be happy to help in any way I can. Okay?
Appreciate it. I might come find you later.
Yeah, thank you. See you later then.
Gives you a nod.
And then I'll head back in the direction of the blacksmith and the clothesmiths.
As you're walking down the like market area before you get to the blacksmith and the town center, you spot Effie. They're walking up the other way, sort of towards the tavern. They sort of look at you and go, "Hey,
Hey, Effie, right?
Yeah.
What's up?
not much. Just going for a walk."
Yeah,
okay?
same here. Still hurting from last night. Teapot turned into a gemstone.
He was a bit weird.
I kind of pull out the gem for her to look at.
They look at it and they're like, "Huh? What does it do?"
I don't know. I have a theory, but I have yet to test it out because I don't want anything to accidentally explode on the off chance it might.
Explosions could be fun.
Explosions can indeed be fun, but not in the middle of town.
Fair point. Kind of good that you guys
Uh,
had your fight further away from town last night.
Yeah, Just a bit. Just a bit.
Yeah.
Still can't believe that started in a tavern.
It's the most interesting tavern brawl I've ever been in. Yeah,
You've been in more than one tavern brawl?
maybe. What are you up to now?
I'm heading over for the clothing shop that's next to your place, because I promised I would see them uh after I got done, taking care of business, which, turned into a lot more things.
Oh, right. Oh, Ezzelin. Interesting. Hmm. She's always trying to get me to buy stuff. Not my style, but
Eh, I gave my word. It's the least I can give, since gold doesn't seem to be a thing for you guys around here too much.
no, not really. I mean, you could probably trade a chunk of it if someone wants something shiny, but
I mean, if they're into shiny things, kind of pat my pocket and
some
you hear
people are.
chink chink.
Yeah, it'll work on some people. Sometimes trade caravans come in. They tend
I
to
heard
want
there was a
to
couple
trade
coming in
things.
today.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. There's a couple of things that I want to get them to do, or
Hmm.
a couple of things I want to trade with them. Need some more supplies.
Hmm.
Is that it for you today? Dress shopping?
No, I was gonna look for a tattoo artist too.
Oh, do have one.
Yeah, Lorna told me about them. So they didn't know exactly where. I thought I'd just wander around town, see if anybody needed anything. Keep myself active so I'm not slumped over about everything that's been going on lately.
He lives out towards the back of the village. Like if you go through the market and then like a few more buildings over, find him up there.
Hmm. Awesome. Thanks for the directions. Anything I can help you with?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going for a drink.
All right. Lorna's in there right now, so might want to say hi to her.
Ooh. And they go like bounding off towards the tavern.
Bye. And then I continue walking.
Cool. So yeah, you come up on Eslin's stall there.
I
She
thought
gives you a
Eslin
big
was the
grin as you.
barkeep.
They were. I've got that mixed up. Why is that labeled? This is why I should make better notes.
I didn't want to say anything in the middle of a conversation.
It's literally written there. It's just that I've written them really close together, so it looks like yeah.
Ah.
Well, I cannot remember if I said her name last time. Then
You did not.
I think it might be this one that doesn't have a label next to it.
Let's go with that.
Okay. So Effie would have referred to them as Jai Li then.
Ah.
So yeah, she sees you approaching and gives you a big grin and like a raised eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Hello. I'm back as promised.
Hello.
Huh.
You up to something?
Well, I promised I'd come back and have a deeper look at your wares once my business was over.
Fantastic. And then she like takes off and grabs a couple of things that she thinks they sort of look like your size. She's like sorting through a couple of things. And yeah, she proceeds to pull you around to a mirror and start putting things in front of you to see what you like.
Uh, eh. Oh, this one's not bad.
Interesting, interesting. The fabrics she's using are quite interesting. They don't really feel like anything you've felt clothes made of before, and a lot of them look like the clothes that the rest of the elves are wearing as well. They've got a couple of them that looks more like sort of elves with more practical jobs have this kind of thicker version of it. But she wears this very sort of flowy dress. This material seems to not have as much weight as it should. Like it's like you know how things would move on the moon when she sort of spins round and it sort of follows her
Mhm.
round in a wave. And these dresses are similar material to that.
I'm gonna kind of like feel it between my fingers and just the fabric is so fascinating. Never felt anything like this before.
Oh, do you not have this where you're from?
No, not in Lothlaragar. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with these rags. I was,
She's like pulling at your clothes and like trying to feel the material on them.
yeah, not the greatest, but it worked for what I needed, being a lower class citizen and all.
It doesn't seem that bad, but these are better.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree.
So yeah, she like be showing you dresses, and there is an area where you can try stuff on. She's got like a tent. So yeah, if you want to like be clothes shopping for a bit, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll try on an outfit or two just to please them.
Cool, cool. And do you reckon you'd end up buying anything, or are you just sort of like humoring
I'd
them?
like to I'd like to buy an outfit, you know. I I need new clothes. This is
That's fair. So as she's like going through stuff, you realize she does have a lot of dresses. That seems to be like the main thing. But she's also got clothes that seem a little more like what's the word? Like they'd be used for more practical things. That sort of like slightly heavier version of the material I was talking about,
Mhm.
or like different cuts and styles and things. What kind of thing do you think Ken would go for?
Mm, well, they lost their dress in Lothlaragar, so they can't, you know, have that back. So they're really looking at a couple of those. But for
Okay.
traveling, I feel like the more practical stuff would be better.
Okay, so uh as you're sort of choosing these things and she sees you sort of look at the dresses and then sort of move towards the more practical things, she says, you know, I am aware of what happened last night. A lot of us became aware of your spat in the tavern and in the streets. Some of
Ah,
us are very grateful that you fought those things off.
tavern spats are kind of a normal Friday night for me.
Fair. Although from the bodies I saw them moving this morning, it doesn't seem like it was against any old elf in the tavern.
Nope. Weird, strange, invisible things that were sitting at the corner of my vision. And then suddenly, you know, went ape shit and tried attacking all of us.
My intent bringing that up was that I don't know if you know how we trade around here. I've dealt with some caravans and things that trying to give us coins and that sort of thing, but that's not really how we do things here. Um, we tend to trade in favors and goods and things like that. And I think my intent with what I was saying was you did the town a very big favor last night.
Eh, I don't think I deserve all the credit, but thank you. Kind of like scratches the back of his head. Maybe their cheeks are a little pink.
Well, perhaps you don't deserve all the credit, but none of the rangers ever want to come to my stall and buy any nice dresses. So, um,
uh, it's well and truly a shame. These are amazing.
it is. So, what I require of you is that you show these off to them at any given opportunity and make them jealous of you so that they come and buy some of my stuff.
I will do the best that I can for you, okay?
She's like, cat? Where?
It knocked over something in the next stall over.
So, oh, swamp is full of odd things. So yeah, she folds up the dress that you were sort of looking at, and then the more practical clothes that you actually decided on. And she folds in this sort of like paper wrapping stuff and passes them over to you.
I'll keep the dress and its stuff, but I'll immediately change over into the more practical clothing for the time being.
Nice.
Gotta start right away.
I approve. So yeah, wearing this stuff, it's extremely light, and there's no pull from like moving, like you don't feel the fabric really. But it also seems very, very hardy stuff, like as hardy as if the clothes you're already wearing.
Cam kind of gives a little flex in the mirror just to see how well it suits him. Doesn't want anything to accidentally rip.
You see Jiley, when you flex, Jiley sort of like takes a step back and just looks at you.
That feels really nice.
I bet it does.
Can't imagine how nice it is in the summertime having something this light.
Oh, it's a godsend.
Can't wait for the summertime now.
It doesn't quite affect us here as much as it does in other places, but it is still nice, yes.
Well, thank you again for your kindness. It really will definitely go miles.
She gives you a fairly deep bow.
I'll give a small one in return.
Okay.
Cam kind of seems a little awkward, but he's just excited to have new clothes for one. Treating himself nicely.
Yeah, plus now you fit in with the town.
Yay! I'm a blonde boy who fits in with the town. Perfect.
Well, I mean, mostly you do. In terms of clothes. The blonde dyed hair, maybe not so much. I'll leave it to you to decide what style the clothes were, by the way, because she was basically offering most
Yeah.
styles.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Well, I have a few more things to take care of, and I will be more than happy to advertise your products as I am out and about. Thank you
I
again.
very much appreciate it.
I very much appreciate what you've given me. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope our paths cross on a good note again later on in the future.
She gives you a wave as you head off from the stall. She
I'll
seems
give
very
like
happy with herself.
yeah, I'll give away as I'm walking away. Heading in the
Okay.
direction of what Effie told me.
Cool. So yeah, you walk through the like market square. You go a few more houses over, sort of through what seem to be homes, and then out. This is actually a very similar path that you ran along with Frail. You see the fireworks stall, which is in the process of being repaired, and you, like, go
I
around a
kind
bit
of shoot
further.
a very apologetic glance in their direction.
One of them sort of gives you a like narrow-eyed look, and the other one sort of brushes it off. But yeah, it's mostly just scorch marks all over the place, and they're replacing the fireworks.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk past and just mouth and I'm sorry.
They don't seem that bad.
I'm still gonna feel bad about it.
So, as you head past some more houses, you get into a much more shaded area where these still appear to be residences, and then you sort of get past those, and then you're at a sort of storage area, and then you see another house that has a little sign uh, above the door, which looks sort of commercial. Oh, it's in Elvish. You can speak Elvish. So, of course, you've been speaking Elvish the entire time. So it says just body art, basically.
I'll just kind of look at it for a second, forget that I need to read in Elvish, and then just okay, and head right in.
Okay.
Knock on the door as I head on in.
Yeah, you knock on the door. It swings open. It's unlocked, and head inside. There's what appears to be a sort of shop floor bit to start with, and then you can see another door in the back that leads presumably to a house and other like storage areas. And there's a table in the middle. Looks like it's designed for lying on or sitting on.
Interesting. Hello? Was told a body artist works here. I kind of look around.
As you're looking around, there's quite a few designs and things that are on the walls. They've been carved into the walls, they're not stuck to them. There's quite a few elvish symbols, lots of symbols you don't recognize, and then sort of more pictographic stuff.
I'll kind of be fascinated by these and kind of just looking at them in intrigue, thinking about what I want for my tattoos.
As you it's just like looking at them and staring at the wall, and you sort of see the door out of your peripheral vision. You just hear a voice behind you that goes, "Hello." It's about 2 feet behind you.
I'll kind of like jump slightly and then turn my head. Just, oh, hello. Are you the proprietor of this place? The
My name
artist?
is Maron. Before you, by the way, you see a dark elf. So with the dark skin, not the same features as wood elves tend to have. The sort of bleach white hair, which he has, is fairly long and straight and sort of goes down his back and is loosely tied together at the back. Wearing
Wouldn't be
fairly
surprised if
dark clothes as well.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
wouldn't be surprised if I've met a few of their kind in my time back in Lothlaragar.
Yeah, it's not unusual for you to meet drow, but he's the first drow you've seen in this village.
Yeah, I mean, still not going to treat them any differently. I'll turn around to face them fully and just, hello, my name is Cobalt.
Hello.
I was looking to acquire some of your services.
Oh. What kind of thing are you after?
Memorial tattoos.
Tattoos to honor the dead. Interesting.
There are deaths recently that I feel responsible for, and I don't want to forget them and the people that have been left behind.
Let's see. Do you have any ideas of what you'd like?
Primarily just things that represent them. You kind of see Kem ruffle in his pocket for a second and kind of like flip through things and kind of like lean over to like show their sketchbook and explain like these people are the people that I've lost and I would like to, have memorials of them. And
He looks down at your sketchbook, and you hear a slight inflection in his voice. He says like, an artist. Very good, very good. Do you have any designs in mind then, seeing as you have an artistic persuasion as well?
maybe, but you are the professional, so maybe we could toss ideas, figure out something that would work out nicely for my back.
Do you mind? He goes to put a hand up to your head.
Sure. I'm a little confused because these kind of magics haven't been, used on me before, but I obviously
Yeah.
know it's not meant for harm. So
Yeah.
I'll kind of
Yeah,
just
do you mind if I just
lean my
kill
head
you?
down.
Polite,
kinda
at least.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna
so I'll
feel
kind of
bad.
just
Anyway,
lean my head down for him.
okay. So yeah, he puts a hand up fairly gently to the side of your head, and almost immediately you get a rush of the ideas that you've been having for these things, memories about the people that you're thinking of getting these tattoos for, and then some flashes of sort of abstractions of those memories in a more artistic design. And as the images sort of flash together, you're feeling the exchange of ideas between what you had, like a couple of thoughts you had about what you wanted them to look like, and then like his interpretation of some of these memories that you're feeling, and they're sort of like coalescing into some patterns. And yeah, so now you're starting to get an idea in your head of what these tattoos could look like. And I'll go with, they look a lot like the thing you sent me earlier.
Yes. um, it'll or when he pulls away, I'll kind of just like, do you have any Nuka Quill?
Ink quill, yes. And he almost glides over to a desk and like pulls out a bottle of ink, quill, and parchment.
And then I'll ask, do you mind if I sketch out what we saw?
Of course, of course. And he just watches you, what you're doing.
You'll kind of see me just sit there and think for a second, and then just go ham with those memories and thoughts.
Okay.
Um, and I'll come out
Yeah,
with
you
the design plan and things like that.
so yeah, you sketch out like a few ideas, just narrowing it down again into exactly what you want it to be. This is interesting. I think that could work, yes.
You do?
Oh yes, 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 yes. I think those would be very potent. Just lie down on the table.
Sure. I'll and I'll kind of just like, do you need my shirt off for this?
Well, unless you want me to tattoo your clothes, yes.
All right. I'll, you'll hear Kem just chuckle for a second and then just slide his shirt off. Uh, Shoulders and arms littered with scars, a few fading bruises, things of the like.
Doesn't
But
catch a glimpse of his face. He doesn't seem to be noticing any of that. He's just looking at the like things you gave him, and he's pulling some tools out. Seems to be like some sort of different looking ink. It's got like a sheen to it and doesn't quite look like ink you draw with. And then some needles and things.
interesting. I'll kind of ask, just like, can you talk to me about your profession? I've been interested in learning more things lately.
Yes, of course, of course. Face down, face down. And he you feel like him put a hand on your back, and like you feel like he's about to put it in. He's like, this might hurt a little bit, not too much.
I'm used to that.
And one last thing, there is the matter of payment. What I usually do for clients is that I trade favors. Would that be acceptable to you?
Of course. I've been told that's how things work around here, oftentimes.
All right, yes, very, very similar. And then you feel like the point of a needle on your back, and he's like starting to work on them. So, what kind of thing were you wondering?
Just in general, like, what brought you into this profession, what it's like specifically, things along those lines.
Oh, I was brought into this profession by my parents. Down in the Underdark, it's quite a market for these things, and very rare on the surface. So when I came to live in this village after I was exiled, I took it up as a profession. It seemed the easiest. It's continuing
Seems
to work as he's
reasonable.
talking. Yes, yes. It's a life. It's a life.
What kind of favor were you looking for exactly?
Oh, they're fairly non-specific. You'll know it when it comes up.
Cam kind of gives just a sigh. He's been through this before, and it's just lovely.
So he continues to work on the tattoos, and you can sort of feel what he's doing. Like you can feel which bits of the design he's doing. And as he gets to the end of doing the wing design, with your head down, obviously there's like a place for that on the table. So the room
Mhm.
is fairly dark, and as he you stop feeling the needle, and then you feel like a specific arrangement of fingers on your back, and there's a slight glow that you can see in the room. And he moves on to doing the next one.
Kind of like quirk a brow. Obviously, he won't be able to see it.
Yep.
What did he do?
So it is a similar process. You're getting 3 tattoos, right?
Technically one large one.
Yeah, but like made up of 3 elements, yeah?
Yes. Crow feathers, angel wings, and an arrow an arrow along my spine.
Cool. Yeah, similar process for the other 2 parts of the design. And it comes to the end. Your back's a bit sore at this point. Although has Kem ever had other tattoos?
Nope. He's clean canvas up until now.
It doesn't seem like because I'm sure you've known people with tattoos and like they've described the feeling of like I don't know getting a back tattoo or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound as painful as they described. So this process is clearly not the same as regular tattooing.
I kind of like idly mention that. It's just like my friends always said that these are a lot worse than what it actually feels like. Either that or I have a high pain tolerance.
Well, it's quite possible in your profession that you do, but also my technique is superior to most others I've ever met, so that could be it.
Very reasonable. From the carvings on the walls, it seems very much nicer than the parlors that I've managed to peer into back in Lothoricar.
I haven't spent too much time in human cities, but yes, I'm not surprised by that.
Eh. You're better off staying in small towns like this. Large cities are not too great nowadays, at least in my opinion, living on the streets and all.
I quite agree, especially with everything going on in terms of magic.
Yeah, that sucks too. Still upsets me that everybody has a horrible stigma against it.
Well, what can you do? Right, you can sit up.
I'll kind of like haul myself up a little bit and just give myself a little bit of a stretch to try and
Yeah.
get
It's
all
like
the aches out.
be careful with it. Don't go rubbing it or anything. I'm gonna give you a cover for it for the time being to let everything set in.
Of course,
Sort
of
of
course.
glides around to the back of you and starts applying like pads and things to cover it up so it's not rubbing against clothing and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think he'd say anything else about it. He's like, all right, so all done. Wasn't so bad.
Definitely not.
I look forward to
Actually
seeing you
feels
again in the future.
I agree. I hope I can assist you with your favor later on. Uh,
I will let you know.
Thank you. Thank you. I just there are just two things or a few things that I will not do.
Mhm.
I won't cause harm to others. I definitely won't cause harm to friends, and I won't steal from anybody.
All right. That seems fair.
Thank you. Until next time.
Your bow.
I'll give one back, seeing this is maybe a part of their culture.
Yeah, it does seem to be. It seems to be like a respectful goodbye.
I'll give a small wave and wish him well on the business front of things and continue wandering on. I'm not going to put my shirt on right now because the pads still feel really sticky and I kind of don't want to ruin a new shirt that I just got. So
Yeah,
I'll
that's
kind of
fair.
have it like folded and on my arm as I walk around.
Cool, cool. So, while this is going on, Lloyd,
Hello.
you have headed off in search of riches into the swamp area, right?
Riches, maybe a place to hide, lay low.
Um, I will say that I don't think I shared this with you earlier, so I'm just going to share it with you now, really quick.
I did hire someone on horseback to take me out.
Yeah.
And also, for anyone on stream, it's a hot water bottle to ease the muscle pain in my jaw.
It's you. I saw you trying to like stick it on your headphones. That was good.
Yeah, no, it wasn't working.
You need like elastic bands just round your face to hold
Yeah,
it on.
perfect. That'll work great. In good news, though, it is working a little bit. Either my face is burning so the nerve endings have stopped working, or it's actually relaxing the muscle. I don't know which, but either way, I'm feeling better. I definitely would know elves that live this way, if nothing else, because of how long I've been around.
Yeah. I'm just giving you another reason that you might be out in the swamps. It'll be something you've heard of, but yeah, this elven village is likely to be a stop-off point for you.
This is probably where I'll be establishing people. Yep.
So, what you've got your not a guide, but like an escort out into the swamps. They've
I'd have
taken
probably
two
told him to
horses.
stop about 100 feet before the area, just so he doesn't know exactly where we're going to.
Well, what I was going to
Unless
say
he already knows
is,
it, yeah.
as you're heading into the this area that you spot one of the trade groups that you're aware of that sometimes visits this village. So you can actually just grab passage with them, like hop
Yeah,
on
I
one
was
of
gonna
their
say,
carts because you're fairly friendly.
whistle them down and drop
Okay.
off my guy and say thank you for the ride.
Yep, he heads back
And
off with the horses. You head up with
before he
the
heads
caravan.
I'm gonna slide him an extra silver piece. Just if any questions
Keep it
as
a
to
bit
where
quiet.
just like not saying lie, but try not to bring up too much. You saw me go this way.
Oh, I was just having a stroll in the swamp, sir. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And then I'll head off and jump on the other cart.
Yeah, he heads back off with the two horses. So yeah, you head into the village with this group, passing through the illusory protections that the village has. This group's made up of a couple of elves, of like a high elf, couple of wood elves, some humans, maybe a couple of halflings, people from that would travel between the villages in the swamp to trade goods and services and things like that. And yeah, you just hop on one of their carts and take a ride in with them.
Just looking around, doing a quick, using my Eldritch Sight to look around magically. Anything standing out to me immediately?
Does Eldritch Sight basically work like detect magic all the time?
Yeah, I can have outbuild detect magic.
So you're seeing a sort of fading magical effect in like a nearby crater on the ground, but it's just like an absolute muddle of magical types. Like it's not of any particular school.
But what
Um,
about on the like with me? People like not necessarily their cargo, but any of the people on them.
One of them seems to have, so you can see like the glow outline
Yeah.
of magical things.
Oh, I'm not looking for any
So-
specific school. I'm just looking for if any people have any magical effects on them.
I mean, you get like a lot of pings. There's a couple of them that are sort of like you see the outline of daggers, and
Yep. That's enough
one
for
of
me
them's
to be
got,
like,
yeah.
okay, these are good people. That's enough. Cool.
Most
keep
most
it
of their cargo will be food, I think. So
Mm.
wouldn't really imagine anything magical there, but they definitely on them they have magical things.
That's fair. Got no issue with that.
Cool. So yeah, you head further into the village. They stop off a little bit up from the tavern that visitors tend to go to. Hook up the cart, horses, start getting them fed and things.
I'll
You
probably
can
hop
hop
off
down.
near the tavern. Yeah. I will thank them for the ride. Give them a quick nod.
All right.
Quick bow.
Kem, you'll see this caravan coming into town and stopping off near the tavern. Yeah, dropping people off. People start wandering off with goods to various stalls. A couple of them are taking some sacks of stuff into the tavern. A couple of kegs that they're clearly like here to trade.
Hmm.
As you were heading back in that direction,
Hmm.
and then you see. Well, how do you describe yourself, Lloyd?
You wouldn't see much of a face from the angle I've jumped off, but you see quite a high-class robe. Something maybe in town you might have seen from some of the upper echelons. It seems to be made out of a black kind of very fuzzy, very kind of silk with small, what seem to be gold-colored trimmings, although you can't probably tell if they're gold at this distance itself. They see, whatever the body shape is, it seems quite lean, very thin, and it just seems to be kind of turning its head side to side, and maybe you catch a glimpse of some slight pale skin underneath the hood. But that's about it as they start heading towards the tavern.
I'm heading in for lunch anyways, but I'll kind of just like look at them for a second. Be not too comfortable because I'm not the greatest with people of the higher standings of
Hmm.
society.
Fair.
I'll kind of look around to see if there's anybody from the ranger group that I've see if they've woken up yet. They're loitering around, so on and so forth.
All right. Yeah, I'd say the rest of the rangers are up by this point. They're all looking pretty groggy. Sorry, I'm switching you guys to try and fix something on the stream. They're all looking pretty groggy, and a couple of them have got bruises here and there, but for the most part, they look like they're doing all right.
Upon entering, I'd like to kind of find a table alone, preferably somewhere I can keep my back to a wall, and just find a seat.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll definitely
you don't
walk
really
up to
have
the
any issue
table.
doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Walk up to which table? Sorry, the one that he's at.
My table. No, my
Oh,
or
okay.
the table with the rangers.
Just like,
I was
Jesus
gonna say-
Christ, did you follow me?
Oh, I love it.
And
Yeah, you hook back up with the rangers. They're all like eating some food. I'd say they're probably eating breakfast, despite the fact that it's afternoon now. They're just looking for something extremely fatty and calorific to heal the bruises, get some energy back in them.
reasonable. I should probably do the same.
I fiddle, spinning what seems to be nothing on my finger. Just spinning something.
Cool.
And I'm gonna just do another lookout real quick.
Okay.
I'm specifically looking for anyone who I may have a history with.
What kind of history are you looking out for?
Someone who I've may not have spoken to for a long time, so they may not even remember me, but someone who had to go a separate path. We'll say that much. Had to go more of the let's just say less legal path of keeping alive than I did.
Right. Keeping alive. And like what, in the tavern?
Basically, I'm just looking for anyone I know who understands Feedscant that I may already have a established relationship with. So like
Yeah,
someone
history
who
check.
yeah. Like yeah. Okay, history is kind of one of my strong suits. Cool.
Okay. Yes, there is a younger person sitting at a table with what you would recognize to be rangers. They're like clearly covered in daggers and bows and arrows and things, and they're very woody look. And this younger person
Are they
is
young
dressed
for a
very.
human, young for an elf? What do we mean when we say young? To clarify.
They're young for a human. They're a young
Okay.
human. I'd say. Oh, I was gonna say they were dressed like locally. They are from the waist down. Unless you put your shirt back on by this point, Cam.
I would have once the bandages got more comfortable.
Yeah. Okay. So they're dressed in like local garb, but they're clearly not elven, and you sort of recognize their face. The more you sit there, the more you realize who it is.
Not necessarily unintentionally, but I stand up quite unintentionally abruptly. Like the chair makes quite a across the floor to stand up.
Okay.
Pick up my backpack,
You
just
Yeah.
start gently wandering over.
Okay.
And I will greet the people at the table, giving them a nod. Hello. And I'm just gonna friendly and casually come up behind this young person, put my hands like you'll feel these skeletal hands over the back of your shoulders, almost. Just kind of lean down, going, "The bird has had to fly the coop. Home nest is broken. Do we have safe passage in the inn?" Which, for anyone who understands Feedscant, would be, I've had to leave where I know is safe. It's dangerous. Can I have like some sort of safeguarding / cover protection?
Yeah. You don't have to think up any thieves'
I know,
cant
but
if you
it's
don't
more
want
fun.
to. But like,
But it's fun to
no,
do
it's fine.
so.
It's
Yeah.
fine if you want to. I'm just saying, like,
I
if
will, but
you
I will
just wanna-
clarify it as well. Because
That's fine. But if any players
Yep.
want to just say like, I'm saying this, but in thieves' cant, that's fine.
You'll kind of feel me tense for a second and kind of hiss because your hand touched one of my bandages.
Oh yeah, because I don't know. I'm just...
Yep.
And
You just grabbed a fresh tattoo.
and just I don't know, kind of pull my shoulder away a little bit, kind of look back. Do I recognize them?
History check, please.
Okay, something I'm not great at.
Now I'm closer as well. I'm imagining I'm trying to piece together where I recognize this face.
I would say, Kev, yeah, you do recognize them. You bumped into them at one point in Lothlaragar. They were like a sort of not upper class, but like clearly in a further up class than you. But they were very kind. So
I'll kind of like just, oh shit, hey.
When you turn your face to me and like say that, I'm just kind of looking at you, squinting slightly, trying to fully place where I know you. Hey.
Yeah, it's all good here.
Thank you. May I? And I kind of point to a seat nearby.
Mesalea like shifts up a bit nearer to Lorna so you can sit down.
I kind of sit down there and then I kind of pull the hood back and you see now this hair, like it's almost lots of blonde slick back hair, very greasy, that all pulls back to a point. But the face is so like thin and gaunt that the jawline almost looks like it doesn't exist as it goes inwards and curves. It has a very skeletal figure to them. But you can tell
Interesting.
that this person is also elven, but probably not like the wood elves. Probably something else. Not sure how much you know about elves, so that's why I'll leave it at that.
I'd
I know
say
some, not a lot.
this guy has more features that are similar to elves you will have run into in Lothlorgar. Like, elves don't have the highest standing in Lothlorgar in general. Some of them make it, some of them don't. But wood elves are much rarer than high elves. So,
So yeah, so, I'm stuck.
Mesolea is sort of like looking at you like, oh, sorry, what did you say?
I'm starved. Any recommendations?
Pretty good. Mesolea says, pointing at like the breakfast she's eating.
It's been a while since I've been around here. What are you wanting in return today? What service may I offer? And I give this kind of very wide, but like trying to be friendly, but clearly almost looks scary because of my facial structure. Smile.
Mesolea just sort of like leans slightly further away from you unconsciously.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry if my appearance is disheveling. If you wish, I can put the hood back up.
No, I didn't say anything. I'm just eating my stuff.
Oh, guys. Oh, I've bumped into this one a couple of times back home, or what used to be
That's
home.
where I recognized you.
Oh, so old friend.
Not necessarily a friend, but they definitely kept a few of my business things in secret.
I hope you aren't doing too many late night runs nowadays. The town's got rather active with its patrols.
I've been out of the city for a couple of weeks now.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, don't plan on going back.
That's a shame. Anyway. You there, with your face down, buried in the bowl, you never answered what you'd like in return for some food.
I don't actually sell food. They sell it at the bar though.
I will return shortly. And I just out the chair, swing up my bag, and just head towards the bar.
Everybody sitting at the table looks towards you, Cam.
Yeah, I'm not listening back to the table, so if they want to say anything in private, now's the best time for them.
They don't say anything. They just sort of like all look at you.
I kind of just, I didn't expect him to be here. He was just friendly to me back in the city, and we carry favors around almost sort of similarly. He did me a couple, so
the creepy old man followed you here from the city. Is that what you're saying?
no, he did not follow me from the city. I don't think he followed me through the swamps and stalked us. Well, we got kind of tied up by you guys at first.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, our paths don't cross often, which is why I was so surprised to see him all the way out here.
Fair enough.
But I assure you, he's an okay person.
Interesting. What was he asking for? I didn't quite get what he meant. Not the food, the thing before the food.
Long story short, things are getting really bad in Lothlorgar, and it's not safe there for us too much anymore. And he wanted to know if this place was safe.
Right. Okay. As you say that, you see Boris sort of give a glance up to the creepy old guy, and like back to the table. Doesn't say anything, just like
oh shit!
thinking.
I didn't even think about that. Damn it, Boris! Why do you have such a naturally high passive? You have such a low charisma score because you draw so little attention in the room and such a high stealth.
He actually does have quite a low charisma and quite a
Yeah,
high
so no one
dexterity.
notices that he's there.
He's just there in the background all the time.
Shit.
Kind of. I do definitely glance at Boris. Just, you all right, my dude?
I recognize him from somewhere. Sure, I know him. Yeah, it's probably nothing.
Pretty common garb for the accountants.
Oh,
I
are
work
you
as
still
an
wearing what you
accountant.
would have been wearing at work?
No, actually, I did actually change that. To be fair, I changed that to
Okay.
my common clothes instead of the fine ones. Although those fine clothes that I would use at work are in my bag.
Because I'm assuming there wouldn't be like a uniform, but it'd be like wearing a suit and tie to work. They'd be
Yeah,
sort of like
like
a formal thing that
you'd
would be
you'd normally
of the
wear
station of an
robes that
accountant.
are comfortable because you are normally in there for like 18 hours a day. So,
But someone
I
might
mean,
be able to recognize that you were that kind of worker if they saw you in those robes.
yeah, probably.
yeah, I'd kind of just be like, I know he works late nights because I've only bumped into him when I was doing my work at night.
Where'd you bump into him?
On the streets. I like to help with trades. Put it simply, and oftentimes do it under the cover of the evening.
Okay.
Told you I'm a
really
street
in
horse.
Yeah, but
I really
courses
hope
somewhere.
Boris is an idiot.
He is an idiot, but
Oh, thank God.
he's not an idiot with a bad memory though. He actually has pretty good memory. So yeah, Boris is like, I'm sure I've seen him somewhere, like the upper quarter, somewhere near where my family lives. That's fine, I'll
Maybe
remember it.
ask.
I don't really wanna. Gives off weird vibes.
I mean, technically, I give off weird vibes too, and we're friends.
You give off different weird vibes.
Different weird vibes.
Yes, different weird vibes.
Huh? Great.
You don't give off I'm about to murder you vibes.
I can assure you he's not about to murder you.
Can you assure that really?
I was gonna say how much you
I
know
mean-
the guy.
I
You
mean,
bumped into me
he didn't
twice
murder
in the
me.
night.
He didn't murder me.
He didn't murder me, therefore.
Therefore, he's not a murderer. If you didn't murder me, he is not a murderer.
I love it. Oh dear.
I'll be at the bar trying to get the attention of a bar staff lady there.
Cool. Yeah, they will pay attention to you.
Greetings. I love what you've done with
Hey.
the place over time. It's been many a year since I've been in this location.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't recognize you.
You may not see me too often, or you may see me more. It depends on how things go. But that is besides the matter right now. What foods do you have for my delicate tongue in stock?
We've got sort of the basics. Mostly serving lunch at the moment. That group got some breakfast though. They were late risers. What sort of thing do you fancy?
Anything with salt would be doable right now, but try to make it a fine cut if you're going for meats.
Don't really eat meat here.
I see. Do you have any salted cucumbers or vegetables of the like? Maybe pickles?
I'll sort you something out. Yeah, we should be able to do that.
And what favor in tow would you need for such a service, such a kindness?
You came in with the trade caravan, right?
I did.
You can get me a couple of barrels of that good beer that they've got on the back there. We'll have you fed for as long as you like while you're staying here. Actually, we probably wouldn't say a couple of barrels, like a barrel.
I will do what I can to accomplish such a feat, and should I not be able to get it from them, I will compensate you in some other superior way after. But I will try my best in that regard.
So, and he goes off to make your food. Yeah, when you agree deals like that in this place, it's not necessarily like I need the thing now in order for you to get the service. It's like I'll give you the service and you try and give me the thing. It's very much like a trust system in this place.
It is, but since I'm newer here and have been here in a while, I will clarify my intent with it.
Oh, that's entirely fair, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes off and gets you some salty vegetables.
They help keep
very
me
good.
stimulated through the night as I crunch through them.
Fantastic. I'm glad I can help.
Thank you. And I will go take the dish that I assume is almost like a brine of salt with vegetables in. Just over
Basically,
to the table.
yeah, they clearly had some pickled things and then they salted up some other stuff for you.
I will have the seat, put my bowl down, sit back down. Sorry I took so long. I was choosing my meal.
Right. So what brings you all the way out here? Aside from the obvious.
Things are getting complicated in town, and I have plans I wish to accomplish to help make things less dangerous. So I have rumors and ideas that there may be things out this way that can help me in my goals. What about yourself before I divulge any more? What brings you to this location? It's not often we see humans here, not especially ones that are so elaborate in their flavor.
I just squint my eyes in a what's that supposed to mean kind of way.
His eyes are specifically looking over your hair when he says this, and then looks back to your eyes.
We kind of you'll kind of just see him just kind of flick back his hair a little bit, get out of his face. Well, a lot of things brought me out this way, to be honest. First it was a rescue mission, then it was a secondary rescue mission, then finding refuge because they were the next closest place.
Interesting.
Got lost because
You say
went in the opposite direction of Lothlorgar.
You say our faces have met before.
Yeah.
I assume that we'll be back at the home nest.
Yeah. I bumped into you a couple of times on accident. Taking care of a few things.
Taking care of businesses, I assume.
Yeah.
Would you say that you're handy at moving between places unseen? Besides when I walk into you. The gaunt smile.
Back in Lothlorgar, yeah, I'd say so.
Give me time, but I may have more questions of you. Still, I've asked you one more question. I feel like you're owed one.
Never caught your name. What is it?
No, you didn't catch my name. Let me answer your question with a question. Are you good at keeping names to yourself?
Reasonably so, as long as I don't have a reason to divulge.
Then I'll lean in close to your ear. You almost feel the warm breath, the salty taste in the air. The name's Lloyd Goldleaf. Keep it to yourself.
Okay. Then how shall my friends refer to you as?
You have friends?
Well, and I
Oh!
Everybody else sitting at the table listening to this conversation. Menelaus is sitting there with a bowl of that like crunchy peppered stuff, just watching the conversation.
He looks around going, do these people also run with you in the city?
Oh, no. They
And I
actually
have no interest in them.
they
Not
saved
really
me while I was
city
out here.
folk, Menelaus says.
Would you say you know the surrounding areas?
Yeah, probably. Well, shoots a glance to Lorna, who doesn't seem to stop her divulging any information. So yeah, she's comfortable talking.
Interesting. I have reason to believe that there is something I want in this swamp, or at least a location that interests me. Of course, making that journey alone, I think everyone at this table would be safe to say, is a fool's errand. I hoped by stopping by in an old place like this, those who have been, let's just say, treated less kindly by those in the city would be more willing to cooperate with my overall goals.
Let's take you somewhere in the swamp.
That sounds about right.
So it looks over at Lorna. He says, depends where it is. If you're a friend of Cam's, we could probably escort you somewhere. We need to be going away from this area soon, though. So
Are we friends then, Cam? I smile at the person who gave away their name for free.
I gave away my nickname for free.
I
Not
don't
my
know
real
that.
name.
I don't know that.
true. Yeah, you don't know the name.
I kind of give you a look, and I just said, "Well, you scratched my back. The least I can do is scratch yours."
I haven't, but I can if you want. I kind of pull out my long fingers.
No, not like that. Definitely not my back.
I kind of go to raise it, then I just kind of move my hand away. Are you in some way cursed on your back? I did feel something soft when I grabbed your shoulders. Under armor, by any chance?
Bandages.
Have you recently been fighting?
But the bandages aren't for that. Just got a tattoo today.
What was the name of this tattoo artist?
I, Sunday, do not remember.
Maron.
Maron.
You do know that name.
I know, I was wondering if I did. Could you describe this fellow for me? Were they a bit more sullen in persuasion?
I'm kind of feeling a little sus, just like, know them?
This guy.
I
don't want-
Nah.
I don't want to.
If it is who I think it is, I have no harsh intentions with them, but it would be quite interesting to quickly go see them again. I assume by how raw you seem to be feeling that they must be local. I inquisit such details.
You intend on harming them?
Perhaps their ego, but that's about it. But no, I cause no harm to old acquaintances. Not unless they give me reason.
Kind of glance at the rest of the group. Just like, what should I do?
Boris just sort of gives you. Oh.
Is he also one of your friends? I notice how this one person looks distinctly different to the rest of the group.
Absolutely, like redhead in completely different clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I recognize him?
Give me a history check with a fairly high DC.
Because maybe if I got his name, but I'm just wondering about looks. Name would be easier. No, probably not by looks. Then.
Yeah, no,
Not
not
by
that.
looks.
There is a reason you could know each other.
If I find out his last name, I might know.
Yeah, I think you would 100% know if you found out his last name. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna just give him a look over. I feel like I'm just like almost analyzing every inch of his body as I stare through him. Just interesting.
Did you like work with my dad or something?
Who is your father?
He sort of clams up when you ask him that.
Come on now, there is no need.
Give me a
In
persuasion
fact,
check.
I'm not going to actually, because as soon as I ask him who is your father, I'm going to use my ring to detect thoughts, to detect surface level thoughts.
Oh, yes. Cast it.
Yep. It's not coming up on my spell list on my actual drop-down menu, so I'm gonna have to do it from
the
spell book.
Be on the sheet down the bottom of the spell book, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Boop. I'm only doing surface level at first, so he doesn't even get a save for that once.
Yeah, I was just gonna check the wording of it, like
surface level,
most
you can
on
just
his mind
immediately,
at
but if
that
you want,
moment.
yeah. So, who is your father?
You get the name Richard Alistair, who is a fairly prominent politician in Lothlorgar.
Interesting.
Who you 100% know, have met on several occasions, and work in the same building as.
Cool. I assume I do some of his books as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. So yeah, I'll still ask it because I haven't said anything. I still asked him who is your father, and even though I now know, I want to see how he reacts.
Okay, give me a persuasion check for that then.
Yeah.
Just to see like how you're affecting.
I want to see if he lies to me or not, even with me knowing it. 13 for a 12.
He
I'm not very
sort
good.
of pauses for a second. He's like, "Oh, I mean, his mates know him as Dickie. He lives up in the upper quarter in Lothlorgar."
Okay, this might sound like an obvious question. Would I know that Dickie is a name for Richard? Generally speaking,
Yeah,
like
yes,
Dickie.
yeah. So
Okay.
you know he's not lying. He's just obfuscating.
Okay. I'm afraid I wouldn't know him as a friend then. That name itself doesn't ring any bells. Still, if we are both from the city, it's not necessarily an impossibility that you would have seen me walking around at some point.
Probably ran into you at some point. It's probably nothing. He goes back to like finishing off his food.
I kind of keep in his thoughts for a minute. I've not left there. I'm keeping on his surface thoughts.
How long can you do it for?
Let me double check, because detect thoughts lasts a decent amount.
1 minute.
1 minute, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just talking, so yeah.
Yeah, no, you can hold it. Okay, so you'll get a flash of him trying to remember who you are. Like he's going through the people that he knows that are related to his dad's profession.
Even better. So what are those people that he's remembering?
So these are like other politicians. He's going through sort of a flick. What you're getting is a flick book of faces that he knows.
Yep.
Cool. And then when he
that's harder for me.
It might be one.
That's hard for me because faces don't do much. Names what I need for my memory. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's an occasional so he's like flicks through it and then he's like, oh, that one's an elf, and then he like it's almost like
using a search
faces stop and then you see a name come up, which is my lighting changed. That was weird.
Cool.
I look really Stop it, camera. What are you doing? Okay. So yeah, you see a name flick up of another politician that you're aware of who is an elf. They're like a local leader. They're not quite as like high up as his dad, but he knows they've worked together. There is another elf that works in your department, like in accounting, who you're sort of like of, but like aren't super good friends with. That one
We've
pops
drank
up.
At
Yeah, that
most,
name.
we've drank coffee together once or twice.
Yeah, or you've like run into each other at the
Yeah,
water
At
cooler.
the
or
water
whatever.
cooler.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but
Interesting.
yeah, and then
Okay,
that one flicks up,
that's fine.
and then it stops before your thing runs out, like just before.
Yeah.
The search stops because he
Hmm.
can't remember you.
That's fair. I will continue crunching. So you say you have to leave here soon. Do you have an intent of direction that my course may lead you off? Or would my cause just be something for you to do?
We're heading down south. Whereabouts in the swamps is it you're heading for?
Well, that's the funny thing, you see. I'm not fully sure as of yet. I'm looking for some remains, you could say. Not of people, of places. There was once an established goal to try and colonize the swamp a few hundred years ago. Didn't go too well, and in the process, there were some ruins remained. I have reason to believe that at those locations are things I'm trying to discover. Would you happen to know any of these places?
Archaeology work, is it?
More historian in general. Less, yeah, we'll say so. Why not?
Very academic. Yeah, there are a couple of ruins. There are a couple of ruins in the swamp. Wasn't aware that there was previous colonization attempts.
Well, ruins don't sprout up from nowhere, do they? Something
No.
had to be there for it to be abandoned.
As this be Lorna replying, as
Yeah.
sort of the leader of the Rangers now,
Mhm.
and she's sort of like pondering on this. She's like, I don't remember any set of ruins near and then her eyes flick over to Kem. And she says, like, oh yeah, there's no ruins near here. Well, like she starts to say that. And then so you see the recognition of like, oh shit, we were in some ruins recently.
Weren't you, Kev?
Mhm.
Yep.
And I kind of just at Lorna.
Give me an
So-
insight check, Lloyd.
Pretty good.
Okay, so they were
They know
They're
they're hiding
clearly
something from me.
hiding something. Yeah, they're holding something back, and specifically something between Lorna and Kem, and like it was a flick around the group, but specifically at Kem. And yeah, so there's something going on there.
What is it? Are these ruins in some way difficult to get to?
She doesn't acknowledge that question and just looks at Kem. Sort of
My eyes
expecting an
follow
answer.
hers to look to you. Oh, so you must be the leader then, Cam.
You
If you're the-
kind of
if you
see
are
him
the-
just tense and kind of staring deeply at the table.
I don't mean to touch upon a sore subject, and if these ruins are something that you cannot take me to for whatever reason you may have, it is fine. There are other goals of mine. It's just that would be one of the primary that I'm after immediately, and the one within closest vicinity. And also probably the least dangerous of my goals.
Far too dangerous. I won't go back there.
Is there any way of which I could convince you?
No.
Those ones
That is
are off
fair.
limits, I'm afraid.
You said there was more than one. You said there are a couple out here.
There are. There's actually
Are
more
they-
to the south. We could.
And you're heading that way.
Visit those ones. We could visit those ones, yeah.
Noted. What methods of transport are you using right now?
On foot, It's the easiest thing through the swamps. We'll try and pick something else up once we get out.
It's also the slowest, but I understand. Are there many of those? They used to call them beast people. Are there many of the beast people around here?
Beast people.
Officially nowadays, I think they're called druids.
Oh, yes. there's
Sorry,
druids in
I
the
don't mean to be
village.
rude. I'm come from an older time. You know, names change and whatnot.
They're like, yeah, there's local druids, shaman. They usually call them.
Is there any chance of hiring their services to help us move over distance faster?
Welcome to ask.
Hmm.
Actually, I'll go ask.
You are a kind soul. I owe you a debt. Don't forget that.
Bear it in mind.
Crunch on another vegetable. It's just a baby potato that's just been drenched in salt.
Lorna like flicks the last couple bits of food into her mouth and slings her equipment over her back and says, "All right, I'll be back in a bit. I'm gonna go talk to a couple of my friends, see what I can do."
Doesn't even have halfway finished through his meal, but he needs to stand up and go with her. I'll join you.
I get like eyes flicks the plate and back to you, and then okay, and then
I keep an eye on them both, not like completely tracking, just watching them walk away. And I kind of think to myself, did I say something uncomfortable? It's been a while since I've had to interact with people and ask for things. Besides,
the last thing you hear, Kem, as you head out the pub, is Boris going like, "Are you in this like poker group or something?"
I'm afraid not. I don't have much time for games.
So yeah, then you head out outside the tavern, and Lorna like immediately turns to you. Like, you okay?
Kind of see him wipe at his eye for a second. I'll be fine.
She gives you a pat on the back, very sort of like formal, kind of like, "Cool, you're all right. Let's go."
He kind of hisses and pulls his bag away when she does that.
Oh, yeah,
Just
You hurt your back last night, or what?
I'll kind of just like pull up my back or pull up my thing a little bit just to see the bandages at the lower back end.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Interesting to see it.
I don't know how long I'm supposed to keep it on.
I don't know. Never got one. I think
I-
Effie got a tattoo off them like a couple of years ago.
Maybe I'll ask them, but I never asked them how long I should be keeping that on.
Yeah, probably shouldn't take it off yet then.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay, as you head off to do more business, I'm gonna just do a 15-minute or so break.
Cool.
And we will be back. So yeah. Are back.
Welcome,
Hello.
one and all. Hello.
I don't know why I started doing that voice. Okay, so I believe the next thing is Kem heading through the town to go and talk to Effie.
No, I was with Lorna helping her find some things for
Oh yes, that makes sense first. Yeah, you were sorting out transportation.
yeah,
Okay.
for
Oh yeah,
names that I'm not allowed to mention.
I'd completely forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head to, I mean, you'll know where the druid's tent is because that's where Freya was before. So you head into the town center, go down to that area, just like a straight over, but still sort of inside of it. And there's a couple of the druids wandering around there. Lorna walks up and grabs one of their attention. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. I will change that as Kem lets me know what they are doing right now. As Lorna's
Following.
talking to the people.
Following and just listening. I wanted somebody to accompany so I wasn't stuck in a tense situation back in the tavern, thinking
I
about
will
my
s-
dead best friend.
Yes.
I will keep
Fair.
Boris company.
Okay. That's probably nice for him. What kind of things are you guys discussing?
I'll probably keep waiting to see if he tries to figure out where he knows me.
He probably will, to some extent. Oh, that's
The
not
big
very
old guessing game.
nice. Yes. I don't think he will get it right now, though.
I'll also ask where he got such a well-kept bow.
He's like, oh, it's a family thing. Got it as a gift at one point from an uncle. Yeah,
Understandable.
it's pretty good.
You a good shot with it?
Not bad. Yeah, did some competition shooting in school. Fairly
Interesting.
decent with it, I think.
Interesting.
What do you do? So how do you protect yourself as you're going around here?
Things generally stay away from me, and those who don't tend not to have time to think about their mistakes. As I kind of hold my robe up with my arm, like leaning my elbow on the shoulder, and then just kind of pull the robe down slightly, revealing like the tip of my braces, with one of the blades just kind of marked on the outside, and then kind of curl it back up.
Oh, yeah, it's probably effective. Yeah.
People have to keep themselves protected at all times, of course.
Obviously. Kem, you're sort of standing in the background as Lorna is having a conversation with the druid fellow. He seems pretty like amicable. It seems like a pretty amicable conversation. She comes back to you after a little bit. Says, "Well, they're willing to provide us transportation. Almost exactly to the right area, actually. We just need to we got to bring them some supplies back next time we're through. I think I'll have to pass that off to some other rangers, but should be fine."
Doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, no, that's quite expecting that.
Are they
So
usually
yeah,
not so willing?
they usually save their magics for other things, and they're not super accommodating to outsiders. I suppose I expected more of a barter there, but I think quite a few people have heard about what happened. I think we use the word savior, but
Uh, feels weird being held in such high regard in terms of people.
these people will hold on to favors if you do one for them, or if they do one for you. It means a lot to them. So I probably shouldn't have been so surprised by it, but yeah.
No, it's reasonable to be surprised, even after our quote unquote favor.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
Excuse
when are we heading off? It's getting a bit late in the day. Do you want to? We won't be traveling on foot. We'll be traveling via magic. So, do you think we should head off today or go later?
I feel like morning would probably be a better thing. You know what kind of shit lurks around here at night.
Fair point. I'll check in with them. He goes back to sort that out.
Excuse me, Boris. I just need to sneak off to the bathroom.
Okay.
I pick up my bag, the chair out, and leave out the front door of the tavern.
He like follows you to the front door as you walk out.
Yep. I pull my hood up and I'm going to try and find that caravan that I came in with, or members of it.
Okay.
I have a beer barrel to retrieve.
You do. So, you head back outside and you actually see that they've parked up in the sort of like pseudo stables that they have here. They don't sort of keep loads of riding horses or anything, but it's clearly a place
More
to
like a hotel
hitch
for
up
animals.
horses. And it is basically a hotel for animals, and they've hitched the cart up there as well. There's a couple of humans that are like leaning up against the side of the cart, both smoking pipes.
I kind of slowly approach, and as I get closer, I pull the hood back down again because I put it up when I left the door.
Oh, hey fella, how you
Good
doing?
evening, gentle fellows. Not too poorly. How fares your wealth?
Really good. Oh, we got this this lovely leaf stuff that I always like to get when we come here. Oh, it just really hits the spot.
Good, good. So, are you still doing business at this hour, or are we done for the night?
Yeah, we can do business. Yeah. What kind of business you after?
A associate of mine is interested in acquiring one of your barrels of beer brought in. He says that it is quite the stuff. You wouldn't happen to know what I'm referring to?
Oh yeah. He pats one of the kegs behind him that's got you don't do you speak Dwarvish? I'm gonna
I don't know. I know I speak a lot of languages, but let me check if Dwarvish is one of them.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I'm on full screen here. No, unfortunately not. I do
you
not
see
speak
some
Dwarvish.
Dwarvish symbols, and you see like a tankard with a hammer behind it, and yeah, just a bunch of stuff you don't understand. He's like, he means this stuff.
Noted. And how many barrels have you brought with you on this journey?
Well, we've got what is it? 4 to deliver to that halfling village. 2 left over actually that we need to pawn off on someone.
Interesting. Do you travel in favors or gold yourselves? As your travelers, I assume gold would be your preference.
Gold's a bit easier for us, yeah. Favors are nice, but you know, can't spend it.
When will you next be in one of the bigger cities? Say, Lotharagar or the like.
Oh, we're doing a quick run around the villages here, and then splitting off from the local folk and heading back. So, a few days, maybe a little longer.
I happen to be established as a member of one of the accountancy firms. How about I write you a check to retrieve some gold? I will give you some now as a buying of the barrel, so to speak, and the rest you can retrieve as a later thank you. For your service.
That's really nice. Yeah, all right.
Thank you. I will retrieve a piece of parchment out of my backpack and the inkwell, and I will start writing up what is essentially an IOU, but in the process I'm going to be using illusionary script. So that to these people, it shows my name, Lloyd. But to anyone who isn't these people, on the IOU, it will show the name of that elf companion that I saw in Boris's head, who worked in the department I worked in.
Interesting.
As giving the money to these people, so that my name can't be traced back to this.
Okay. So yeah, you write this out. They are a little too high to realize that your pen strokes don't quite match the name that's on the check.
Of course. Yeah, so the original obviously says, deposit withdrawal under the accountancy name of, and the official one says, what would the name of this work? Well, you know the name of the work on Patriot, basically, because you said I've got a couple of people I know at work. By supplemency of the chaplaincy under costs of working benefit for the payment of one dwarven ale barrel.
Okay.
Yep.
No.
But then with mine, obviously to them, it will appear as my name. It will only change to anyone who's not them looking at it.
Okay.
And I've not
Cool,
told them my
cool.
name, it just says it to them. So, yeah.
I like it. It's cool. All right.
So-
So you give him that, and you hand over some. Are you just like paying for the barrel and then like?
Well, I don't know
assuming
how
you
much
check
the
for
barrel
things?
actually costs because I didn't
Okay.
just didn't use them. So how much would this usually be? So I can mark the right number on my note for you.
These usually go for a tenner.
10 gold or silver? Okay.
Gold. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
there's
pay
quite a few pints
you.
in this. You can sell it for loads, so they tend to. Yeah.
True. I can bring you right now 3 of that up front, and if you take this note, I will pay you an extra 10 upon collection. Therefore, you'll get a little bit more for your trust.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So I'll give
Sounds
them
fair.
3 gold now.
Yep.
And then the note will say to collect 10 gold from the treasury, basically.
Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah. They take the note. They seem pretty happy with it. And like, right, I'll go.
Could you help me
head
deliver
over
it? My
to
arms are
Sylvan.
quite weak. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh yeah. He's up like sticks a pipe in his mouth and grabs a barrel.
Yeah,
and
I'll still
fills
help
it.
him, but yeah, just walk up. There we go.
You realize as you're walking, you're doing very little. He's like
Yeah,
like a big guy, but
yeah.
yeah.
Cool. And I will.
But you are trying to help, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll help bring that into the tavern. Now we'll kind of beckon to the barman who I'd previously made arrangements for food with.
He sort of walks over and goes, "Ah, fantastic!" Taps it on the side.
Pleasure doing business with you.
You staying here for the night? I was including that in the deal.
I will have to find out. It seems my new established companions have not come back yet. But hopefully.
All right. Well, let me know. Let me know if I need to
I
sort out
will.
breakfast in the morning for you.
Thank you. You're very kind. Enjoy your drink.
Thanks. And he like goes to take it away.
Yeah, and I'll see the guy out that thanked me, and I will give him just a quick pat on the back and just a subtle whisper of thank you.
He seems absolutely oblivious to how creepy you are. And
Perfect.
so it's like, cool. Like heads off to carry on smoking with his mate.
Cool. That's about it. Then I'll come
Okay.
back in over to Boris. Sorry, I got distracted on my bathroom break.
You know they've got inside toilets, right?
Oh no, I didn't.
Sort of looks worriedly at the door and then just like moves on from it.
No, it's okay. I only needed to tinkle anyway.
Okay. Ken, what you doing? What's up? Do something.
Listening. I'm listening to Lorna primarily, and then after they're done finishing up the conversation, I'm gonna say, "Well, think I could talk to Effie before we call it in?"
Yeah. I'm gonna head back up to the tavern, but finish what you got to. Don't stay up too late because we'll probably be heading off pretty early.
Oh no, I plan on hitting the hay as soon as I get done with this.
All right. And then yeah, she splits off, goes back to the tavern. You go
I'll
to
start
the blacksmith?
wandering just meandering my way over and around, looking around at the people. It's gonna be a little sad that I have to go so soon because I really like this place.
You can always come
Really
visit
like-
again.
Hopefully, I'd like that a lot.
So as you walk into the blacksmith,
Was what's her
there's no
face
one-
outside still?
Oh yeah. You sort of walk as you walk out of this street, there'll be those market stalls on your left and the blacksmith on your right. She's packing up for the day.
I'll offer to help finish up the packing before I head in with her, or to talk to
Oh.
Effie.
Very much appreciated. And she
Of
sort of
course.
chats about some local
Wink.
things and yeah. There, give me a straight charisma check.
I'm not the greatest at charisma.
Don't worry, neither am I.
Come on, you've been treating me nice today. Oh, well, why'd it roll
Alright.
twice? Great. I'm okay with the 13.
So, as you you give her a wink, and she sort of like pauses, and there's definitely like just a moment, and then she sort of turns, and you swear you see her cheeks go just slightly red. And
Cam will
yeah,
just
she
chuckle.
carries on by. She just starts chatting about like basically local gossip. Nothing like really scandalous and like terrible at other people. Just like, oh, this person is like interested in this person, and this one just went out on an expedition, and this happened. Yeah, she's quite chatty with you as you kind of pack things up. She then thanks you for your assistance and heads back to her house.
And I'll head for the blacksmith.
So as you head in, there's no one behind the counter. The forges that are up sort of like in the front before you get to Effie's bit are cool. Nothing going on there right now. The door was unlocked, but the place doesn't seem open. But you can hear some noises coming from the back.
I'll kind of go for Effie's area and knock on the door. Just, you in there, Effie?
You just hear, mm-hmm.
Oh, I kind of pop my head in to see if something's okay.
Oh shit!
You see that they are like working on some sort of contraption, and they've got like a tool in their mouth, and they're like trying to get a screw into the side of it, and they're like, and like, carrying on working on it.
I'll kind of walk in, shut the door, and just, here, let me hold that for you for now.
Cool. Yeah, take her mouth. She then like turns something, and you hear a click, and she goes and dives behind the under the counter.
Cam just kind of just
There's a-
immediately just
as the thing like blasts apart, sending like screws and like slabs of metal over the place. Not with enough force to really like do much damage. But then you see them like come back up over the counter and go like, I think I'll finish this tomorrow. You alright?
What were you working on?
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
good.
trying to make this thing right that flies up in the air, and then you can connect with it and see through it.
Interesting. I'm magic stuff?
Yeah. Well, the seeing through it part would have to be magic. The bit that just exploded was the physical bit.
I was told by Lorna that you got a tattoo a couple years back.
Oh yeah. And they like pull back their sleeve and show you there's like hammer and anvil tattoo on their forearm.
Same guy in town, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anyone else that can do what he can do.
I know he's a tattoo artist, but what does he do specifically? Like, does he do magic
Did you get a tattoo?
or
Did you get a tattoo?
oh, I got a full back.
They stack two bits of the metal that like sheared apart in the explosion. Like prop them up on the table, and they like run their hand up the tattoo and hold their hand out, and the metal just like fuses together.
Kind of just see Kim just staring at it, just whoa.
Yeah, it works like every few hours. It sort of needs to recharge.
Wonder what mine does then.
I don't know. What'd you get?
I don't know if it's soon enough to pull off the bandages, but I got a pair of
It's
wings.
usually good after a few hours.
Oh, well then. If you don't mind, then I'll kind of just like peel up
Yeah,
my thing.
They like pull all the bandages and pads and stuff off. Oh, damn. That's a lot. Cool.
Memorial tattoos.
Oh, cool.
I wonder what mine do.
Interesting guesses.
Yeah.
I don't know. Test them out yet?
I
Maybe you can fly.
don't know how to test them out. That's the thing. You're the most magically adept person I am acquainted with at the moment.
Outside.
Uh-oh.
They
Yes,
like
ma'am.
take you like out a back door to sort of the back part of the shop. There's lots of like spare metal and things here. They turn around and look up at the roof and go like, try and fly up there.
Kind of just looks at her confusedly for a second, and then just right, wings, illusion magic things. And I just aggressively think about wings and making it up to the rafters.
Okay. You're thinking about it really hard. Nothing happens.
I don't
take a
think
run up?
we're. I'll kind of just like back up to one of the walls. I'll start, and then you'll just see.
Okay. So as you like take a run up and you launch yourself, you get this just in your periphery, you see a sort of white glow, and you get pulled up and you fly up and land on the roof. You sit here, it's like, damn, that was cool.
Cam's just like super excited. He's kind of just like buzzing with excitement up on the roof. Get down.
Fly back down.
You said
Didn't hear any of that.
it takes a few hours to recharge.
Yeah, but if it's the fly spell, then it lasts an hour, I think.
I'm going to carefully launch myself off the rafter.
Okay.
I feel like that's an oxymoron. Carefully launch.
Careful. So, as you launch yourself off the roof of this building, there is no white glow from your back, and you do not feel lifted up, and you are now plummeting about 20 feet down to the ground.
I'm going
So,
to
as
immediately
you-
try it.
What are you going to try to do?
I'm gonna curl up into a ball.
As you curl up a ball, and I would need to roll 2d6, except you hear a sound.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. You find yourself standing in another street in the village.
In another village, not like in
No,
the same
another
village.
street in the
Oh.
village.
Sorry. It's like fucking.
I was
hell.
about to be like, what the
Teleported
fuck?
one village over. No, it's feet, not miles.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the fuck? Why'd you send them?
Yeah, you just standing like in another street.
In
you don't
Las Vegas.
recognize.
It's like, hello. Damn. I didn't consider homebrew when I thought about it.
I'm kind of just.
You didn't
kinda
consider homebrew one of my games.
I know. I mean, to be fair, the first one didn't seem too homebrewy. Kind of just seems like a
No, that's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
I kind of
Feels...
look around. Do I know where I am exactly?
Give me a survival check. See how good your navigation is.
Isn't it nighttime? Oh no, it's nearly nighttime. It's evening. It's twilight at the moment. You've got a little.
Yeah,
bit
you've still got a decent amount of light out. Okay, yeah. So you like go a couple of streets over and you spot the blacksmith again, and you like go back round to the back gates where
Run over.
Effie's just like looking at the ground and like trying to figure out where you went.
You fell so hard that you no-clipped through the world.
they spin round and we're like, okay, what happened?
I don't know. I was falling, and then I was like 3 streets over.
And a falling protection thing. The feathers on your back were glowing. I could see them through the shirt.
Interesting. I mean,
What is the
I mean,
arrow?
Peepaw
do?
Peepaw did teleport a lot.
Screw that out.
Oh yeah,
I-
I'm aware of that.
I don't
You
know
rolled
what the arrow.
max on the d12. That's what we're laughing about. Just as far as possible. Arrows. Oh, they rush over and they pull up this like metal archery target. And they stand back and like point at it.
Just a regular old point, or pretend I'm
Careful what you're doing
shooting
with that finger. Yeah, point that way.
You are. I know you don't have to be close, but who are?
I'm going
dear.
to carefully, or I'm gonna wait for them to be out of range, and then I'm just gonna point.
Nothing happens.
I'm going to then pretend I'm holding a bow, my finger pointed out specifically, and then pretend I'm letting it go.
Nothing happens. They run over and they grab you. There's like old disheveled bow from a pile of wood, like scrap wood and things, and they sort of like twang the string a bit, and they're like, try imagining an arrow in this.
God, I love
Okay.
artists.
You're very smart. I like you. And they're just gonna pull it back and just think,
Okay,
do as such.
nothing happens. Roll me a d100.
Oh
Oh.
no.
Ah,
One moment.
You twang yourself in the forearm with the bowstring. That's all that happens.
kind of hiss. Look at my wrist, and then I kind of think for a second, and then you kind of see me shut my eyes and imagine that there's a quiver on my back. I'm imagining that there's a quiver, and
Okay.
I'll try and pull one out.
Okay, so in your mind's eye, you pull an arrow from this imaginary quiver, and like pull it into the bow, pull it back, release. Nothing happens.
Huh. Really thought that would work.
Hmm. He goes and grabs an arrow off the same pile as the bow. It's like slightly off in the middle, like warped the wood. And they're like, I think you mean this. Okay. So it takes the bow off you and then stands back slightly, and they're like, it'll be alright. And then like pulls it back and shoots an arrow at you.
I immediately just
So as you are standing there,
it'll
The
just be like,
arrows-
you know what?
the arrow seems to slow in midair. That would be this rolls less. Yeah. The arrow slows in midair and then drops by your feet.
Kind of
That's handy.
bring myself back down a little bit and just
I would have fixed it if I hit you.
I know you would have.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool. I don't know how to I don't know how to react because I've just never dealt with this much magic stuff. Especially on me.
Yeah, you're pretty
so
magic now.
fucking cool. Wait, hold on. I got one more thing while we're out here. We're outside. We're away from people. You don't have the potential of hurting people with an explosion. Kind of pull out the gem.
Interesting. What do you want to do with it?
I'm going to say, try using a cantrip on me.
Kind of cantrip.
Any kind?
All right. Spell list up.
Oh, fucking cool.
What would they use? I think they will do a nice one. It wasn't guaranteed.
Chem
okay.
was prepared for anything.
So they hold a hand out towards you. Actually, this is a touch spell. Okay, so they hold a hand out and place it on your shoulder and cast something. Now I'm gonna need you to do a roll for me.
Had a feeling that was gonna happen.
I'm gonna whisper you my guess.
Oh, go for it. I'm interested to see if you get it. Oh no, that's not what they used.
Oh, the faster variant.
They used guidance.
Ah, yeah, it makes more sense.
So could you look in your inventory, Kem?
Yeah,
In the loot section.
Inventory. Loot. Frail gem.
Yes. You want to click on the description of that, or hit the dice so it goes into the chat?
Loop.
There you go. And there's a table for you to roll on. You don't have access to it. If you don't, I'll just have that.
You do not have permission to view this roll table sheet.
Well, shit. Sunday. Observer permissions. Save. Try again.
Neither do I, and that's my corpse.
This is not the same table that you were rolling on. It is a different table.
Nope. I know that just because the name.
Yeah.
You want me to go for a bad, neutral, or good roll?
Well, you have to roll, like the roll button at the
There's a
bottom.
button at the bottom. You can just press the button at the
Yeah.
bottom.
I might be able to make it rollable in the thing. I'll try that later. I feel like what's that hand and there's like a spark and they just go, "Yow! What the hell does that thing do?"
I
don't like it.
remember how I theorized that he might be a wild magic sorcerer.
It's just like pure wild magic in that thing. Then
I wouldn't be surprised.
now you get to be unpredictable. I need to teach you some spells. Maybe next time you're here.
I definitely would not be opposed to that. I would be happy to learn.
Yeah, I reckon I could teach you. Let's have you
Don't plan
practice
on
with
going-
your other magic first, though.
Sounds like a good idea. I kind of look over their hand, make sure that they're okay.
Yeah, there's like a couple of minor burns, and like some twitches left from the spark, and they're just like, ugh. And there's a light comes from their other hand onto their palm.
Oh no!
Burns go away. Roll again.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. It's like, God, put it away.
carefully put it in my pocket and I back away and for when I'm like at yelling distance and I'm just like,
They're like, they're going to cast it, and they look up at you again. They cast it. And it works this time. They heal the other wound that they just gave themselves. Right, okay. So maybe it's a distance thing. But it's because you held it, actually, because you had that in your pocket earlier, didn't you?
yeah. Kind of carefully walk closer to them.
They like put their hands down and like make sure they're not casting any magic. Well, yeah, you had it in your pocket when I used that cantrip from my tattoo, so I think you must have to be holding it. That makes sense.
Come in handy going against certain things in the world.
Anyone tries to cast spells at you, just run at them with that.
I'll just make sure to be holding it the entire time. And you kind of see Kem just thinking for a second. And it just suddenly goes very deep into thought.
Okay, did one of the spells break your brain?
No. If anything, it's made the cogs in my head start turning.
It looked like they sort of first think literally and then think, oh no, that's an expression. Oh, all right, yep.
If I can get you this stuff, think you could make me an armband to put this in?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I'll work on it in the morning before you head off. Should be able to get that done.
Yeah, we'll be leaving pretty early. Is there anything you want in return?
That's okay. Tell you what, bring me back something magic next time you come through.
Gotcha. Do the best that I can.
Okay.
Now I'll find some sort of contraption for you to work on.
So they sort of head off back into the blacksmith's workshop to head to bed to work on your thing in the morning. Are
Yeah,
you
right.
heading back to the tavern?
And Kem looks very much like they're not tired anymore and is actually kind of buzzing with excitement as he kind of walks into the tavern and looks for the rest of the group wherever they may be.
You spot Lorna and Mesalea at the table. They look like they're clearing some plates up to take them back to the bar. Everyone else is missing. If
Am I?
everyone else started going to bed, what would you be doing, Lloyd?
I would not be going to bed at this time of night. It's fairly early. It's still 6-ish, I assume.
Yeah.
I'd have probably tried to keep Boris talking as long as I could because it entertains me seeing him trying to figure out where he knows me, and it also is like a test of how recognizable I am. Like, if this
Right,
person is
okay.
who I'm giving enough distinct time to try and figure out who I am, can't figure out who I am, that'll give me more confidence in traveling around.
That's fair. Yeah, he doesn't. The whole time he doesn't guess who you are, but eventually he like forces himself out of the conversation. Like he keeps yawning and like making "I'm tired" faces, and then when you don't get it,
I
he's
keep
just like,
offering
"I'm
to
going
get
to
him.
bed."
I keep offering to get him a coffee, and he's just like, no.
He's like, no, I don't need. Yeah, and then eventually he just like pulls the ejector seat on the conversation and says he's tired.
Okay. Will we? And then when people come in for the night, like Kem and whatnot, I'll ask them, so what are the arrangements? Are we leaving tonight or tomorrow?
I'll start helping clean up, but I'll respond early tomorrow morning.
And are we still on
Hey.
foot, or did you manage to arrange something with the druids?
Lorna managed to work something out with the shamans.
Yeah, we got something in place. Don't worry about it.
Excellent. I fulfilled my bargain while you were gone. I paid for my food and stay for the night. Although I may have a late night wander. If we're not going to be staying here long, it'd be nice to spread my legs a little bit.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
What
entertain yourself.
What time should we meet up? And if you aren't there, what room will you be staying in so I can check that you're still breathing?
Sunrise, room 6.
Noted. Do you want the last carrot in my bowl? It's a bit soggy.
No, thank you.
He just drags it out, like, you know, kind of like squeeze it against the side of his bowl so some of the vinegar comes out, and just eats it.
I'll offer to take his bowl while I'm helping the others clean up.
How very kind.
Yeah, they head off to the bar to like give plates and glasses and stuff back, and they head up to.
I
their
will
room.
silently walk up behind them because my booth. I'm not going to have any footsteps out.
God, yeah. Okay. So
And as
they're
they-
going to Gah!
And I'm
Hey,
just going to
you
talk over them. I'm going to talk straight over to the barman. I'll need that room, but I won't be in for a few more hours.
They sort of like, and they walk off, like, ignoring your conversation. And the barman just is like, "Oh yeah, fantastic, no problem. Don't really have room keys, so you're in number 9.
Number 9. Thank you. I should be. Is there a time your door closes, or you keep the doors open all night?
No, we've got someone down here all the time. So if you need any help, come down to the bar and we'll give you a hand.
Thank you. Any suggestions for the nightlife in this town?
Well, most folks don't stay up too late, but if you head around
I
the
see.
outskirts, stay inside the walls. There's a pretty good light show with the light bugs and some of the creatures out in the swamps. That's what nice walk you can do.
Thank you. I shall go there. If anyone is looking for me, send them that way. Oh, and
You,
the vegetables were
Taliban.
delicious.
Very glad to hear that.
Right, and I will just almost glide on the floor with how light my feet are on the ground, and my hood back up as I leave the door.
Nice.
Kem is 100% buzzing with excitement still, just talking about everything that they discovered.
Nice.
They would probably, like an excited kid, just chatting Lorna's ear off as they're heading upstairs.
She actually seems pretty interested because she didn't realize that about the tattoos. She's like, "What? Oh, go get me one of those."
Yeah, look at him. Look at him. That's so cool. He did such a good job.
Yeah, she's like, they're just ogling over your tattoos because they're really cool, and like, yeah, Mesalea comes over to see what you guys are talking about and then joins in.
I heard it takes like a few hours for them to like recharge. Should show you guys in the morning.
Oh yeah, the outline around this one is starting to like get that like really, really intense color again.
Which one?
The wings, they had a more intense color when you first like wait, hang on, would she have seen the
I had the bandages
they're
on up
covered
until
up.
I saw Effie.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they were a little bit more faded, but they're getting the color around the edge again. Maybe that sort of shows you.
Such a shame I can't see my back all the time.
Yeah, it's a awkward placement for that, but
Makes
don't
sense.
try and use them too many times in a row, I suppose.
Yeah. You remember Peepaw? He turned into a gem, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm getting used to these things happening around me recently, that's all. Yeah.
I found out that if you hold this and someone casts magic close to me, it makes everything go fucky.
Right. Okay.
I won't be holding it enough, but if we're going up against more people, we'll say, it would definitely help out.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that does sound pretty handy. If used
Yeah.
correctly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't intend on using it for bad. Effie tried using a cantrip on me, and it kind of burnt their hand.
Right. So sort of a magic deterrent thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird, but
Come in
it's
handy.
kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Just safety net for things. Thought you guys would like to know, finding out all that stuff.
Nice.
Effie's gonna be making me an armband in the morning before we leave off, so I can put the gem in there, and in return, you gotta bring her back a magic item or some sort of contraption for her to work on, and when we get back.
Yeah, they like to trade for magic items. That's basically every time I come through, they ask for that.
Sounds good.
Nice. Let's head off to bed. Gonna be up pretty early, so
Mm-hmm.
see you then.
See you then. Good night. And then I'll just head into my room, carefully look through the shadows that there's no more evil things hiding in them.
Give me an investigation check. That's cool. Don't worry about it.
Ah.
So, you head off to bed. Are you, Lloyd? Are you doing anything else
I have plans for the night.
in the evening? Okay.
I have
What do
plans
you
for the
plan on
night.
doing?
Okay, so once more nighttime has come in, so a couple more hours in probably. I'll start wandering around. And to begin with, I will explore that outer area of town. Just take a moment to take it in. But then I start getting to work. I find a surface of which I can use to lean on and write some things down, and I'm going to take a few sheets of my parchment out and divide it into 4s, just so I've got smaller bits to write on. And on each, I will spend a little bit of time writing down a note saying, if you are fed up of being trapped out here, if you are ashamed of the powers that be and the discretions they are taking with people, find the gaunt elf and repeat, dead gods must lay dormant. And you will have a friend in me. Basically, essentially, yeah, political messaging, and I'm going to go around, take those quarters, and kind of put them near people's doorways.
Okay. You just spending like a few hours or a couple of hours, maybe spreading those things
Yeah.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of hours later, you have done that.
Mm-hmm. Sunrise is
Anything
about
else?
what time would sunrise be in your at the moment?
I think at this time of year, probably like 6 a.m. ish. The Rangers wanted to head off probably a couple of hours before sunrise, like 4 or 5.
Do I know where the people who were on the trade camps came in? Like, I saw obviously where they camped, but do I know where they've set up themselves, the individuals?
So a lot of them will be staying at the tavern, probably drinking late into the night because they get
Will
to
there
stop
be-
off somewhere now. So
Will there be any watching the goods?
I thought so. They might have one dude posted out there, but
Perfect. That is enough.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to kind of wander over that way, kind of keep myself quiet, don't draw attention to myself, intentionally being sneaky, you could say. At first.
So as you go over there, you spot a guy sitting on their cart. He's sitting up on top of some of the barrels, and I think you would recognize him as the friend of the one you made a deal with earlier.
Okay.
The other guy.
Do I
He
still
is smoking?
Do I still smell smoke? Okay, so he probably wouldn't have he would probably have a hard time spotting me anyway, but cool.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna just open up my eyes a bit further and kind of see if I can spot any of those magical items that I saw on people coming into town on this guy.
So under the seat, the driver's seat of the cart, there is you can like feel a magical item under there.
Of course.
Like an emergency weapon kind of thing.
Cool. I think I might just move over towards the front of the cart. Silently moving. Move my hand under that seat. And just have a pull out and look at what this is.
Give me a stealth check.
Of course. Let me just check something. Oh, cool. I have advantage on stealth checks because of my boots.
Nice.
Check. Which one's for advantage again?
Shift.
26.
That is fairly high. Yeah, he has no idea you're there.
Since I've not quite picked it up yet, that was the stealth over. Can I reflavor that to using my mage hand to pull it out from underneath?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, because of the whole archetype that I'm in. An invisible wand can do it.
Invisible wand. Wait, what?
Invisible wand, like my mage hand is invisible
Oh,
because of
right.
the archetype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've completely misheard you. So the hand pulls it out. It appears to be a short sword.
Hmm. And I was getting some sort of magical feeling off it because I know that we reflavored how the Eldritch Sight works to just, magical items specifically, wasn't it?
Yes,
Hmm.
he's magic.
It is. I forget that we're not allowing it to tell me the score. It's just knowing if there are magical items. Okay, so, I kind of move it over to my actual hand, take it in my hand for a second, and just give it a light swing just to get the feel of it.
Okay.
Does it feel well weighted, well balanced?
Yeah, it's a pretty well made sword. It's not like exceptionally well made. Like it doesn't seem like the property is helping you wield the blade. However, feeling the handle, you feel some engraved arcane runes, and you think you might have an idea of how to activate the sword.
This was more of a scout mission than a steal one.
Okay.
But I am going to hold on to the sword and go round, like, not, arming at them, but hold the sword in a downward position in my hand and kind of just walk round to the side of the guy guarding the caravan.
That.
And just...
Oh, hey.
This was sticking out of the side of your seat. You might want to keep it more hidden in future.
Oh. Yeah, thanks. Thank goes to take it from you.
Now I've got that to you and done you a favour. I couldn't have a smoke of that leaf, could I?
Sure. And he pulls a spare pipe out of his pocket and puts some in and gives you the matches he's using.
Thank you. And then I'll spend like an hour just with him, just having a smoke, like de-stressing about the fact that I just ran away from my life in the town.
Oh, my life's over. I need some weed.
Yeah.
Man.
I like that. I set up a situation where someone owes me a favor because I sourced it. Look, I saved your item.
I stole this thing, but I gave it back.
Yeah.
Therefore, you owe me a favor.
Yep. He doesn't know I stole it. I just
God.
said it was looking at stood out,
He doesn't know that, no. He
And
wasn't
got
gonna. I've got his passive perception at a 5 at the moment.
Oh god.
He is high as balls and just not really paying attention.
Yeah. And after that hour has passed, I will finally head back to the room.
Yeah.
The
stuff he's
You
smoking
have a
is
good night's
essentially just
sleep.
like really potent weed, by the way.
I just imagine that I'm getting a bit of a buzz, just enough to take the edge off. Hopefully, something that'll not like enough that'll stick through my system throughout the night. Hopefully, will pass by morning, a few hours.
As long as you don't smoke too much, yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving him the pipe back after the hour.
As fuck.
Thank you for your company. I hope your trades go well.
You too, with whatever you're
Thank you. Well, kind of lightly, just it's weird because that little like wobble walk you sometimes do when you're feeling a little bit. It's like that, but it looks very weird because my feet remain flat to the ground but don't leave any prints.
This stuff does have the effect of, so like I said, it's like weed. It has the effect of always lifting your mood. That's why they love it so much. It's because it's like a high and just like happy on top of that.
It's
Just
calm
going-
emotions as a
It is essentially calm emotions, the leaf.
yeah.
But yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I'll make my way back, enter the establishment, give a nod, and head up to room 9.
The barman gives you a slight grin, and you like see the nostrils flicker as you head in. And
I
he's
kind
like,
of just brush myself off a bit. Just, I got free food and free weed. I'm great at this whole business thing.
You are having a good day today. So, you guys turn in for the night then,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mine only takes 4 hours, but I'll probably stay until
Yeah.
people are ready to move.
I mean, it's 11 now, so you'll be up at like 3. The Rangers will probably get up like 4 to 5, and then
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time they get
So-
up, I'll just be sat downstairs at one of the tables.
yeah.
I'll probably have a book that I'm just counting numbers in and checking things out. That's it.
So, we've got about half an hour left before we would normally finish. Do you want to go on to the
Oh my god, there's a swarm of locusts outside!
That is the angriest swarm of locusts I've ever had.
Sorry.
Fucking bugs sounded like that. Do you guys want to go on to the next little section, or do you want to call it there for the night?
I think we could probably do just the morning wake up, and then before we leave, we'll stop when we're about to leave, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like if we're gonna go on to the next section, I need like 10 minutes of prep time, but yeah, the morning bit then. Okay. So the next morning, first day of the month, you wake up at bye pencil. You wake up at 3 in the morning, Lloyd, and do whatever your morning routine. What does your morning routine usually consist of?
Normally me writing a new note for the day. Normally what I do is at that time of morning I'd just be turning in usually at town, and this is a new regime for me. I'd be going to bed about now, so it's a bit odd to be awake by now. But when I'm in town, usually I'd pick up either the latest paper or go to the latest source of information for the daily incline in stock percentage or the value of the coin for the day, and I'd start jotting notes down about how that's going to affect my money for the day. So right now I'm a little bit lost in myself, looking around for any sort of newspaper, but realizing that it probably doesn't come out here. So I'm a bit like lost. So I just kind of stretch my legs a bit, go downstairs, and see if anyone else is awake at this time of night or morning.
So you've got another person who helps run the bar is up, and it's like wiping down some of the tables from any spillages they had late last night, and getting the bar ready and things for the day. You can hear someone working in the back, what sounds like sort of kitchen noises. You know, like, oh, morning.
Good morning. Rested well?
And
the chairs in your
good
room were very
meditation.
suitable for taking the time I needed to connect.
Good to hear.
Thank you for your comforts.
Gives you a smile. You after anything? Would you like some breakfast? They're firing things up at the moment, so it might take about half an hour
I'm
or so.
fine
but-
for now. I'll wait for others.
Okay.
You don't have any... I doubt it. You don't have any reading, do you? Any reading material?
I have some books. I'll have a look around.
That'll do. I don't care what it is right now. Just something to pass the time. It doesn't seem as though daylight is here yet.
That seems fair. And he wanders off round back, grabs you a selection of 3 books on various things. One's on sort of general herbalism. One is just like a story book, and then the other's something similar.
Because of my slight tendency to learning a little bit about poisons, I will probably read the herbalism book.
Yeah, actually, it's probably a little handy. There's some local plants there that you haven't really heard of before. Give me an intelligence check.
That's not a problem for me, normally. Oh, that's a save. Ignore that. That's a save, but the roll was a 4
Wouldn't
if you want to do that, yeah.
Okay, so for what's your intelligence?
+4, so that'd be 8.
I would say you maybe pick up a couple of things. Like you might.
I've just
remember what
woke
these
up.
notes are later.
I've
Yeah,
just
yeah.
got up.
You're like you're just reading to pass time. You're not really like in the mood
Yeah.
for taking in information, maybe.
But it
So
just
yeah, you
passes
wait.
the time.
Yeah. So you wait another hour or so as everyone else starts to get up. They probably will leave us sort of 4:30, 4:45. Everyone's still a little groggy from recent events,
Mhm.
but they
Good
will.
luck. As they're walking down the stairs without even like really lifting my eyes too much, I just kind of close the book, put it down, and go, "Good morning."
Mesolay is up front, followed by Willard. They're just like, morning. They head straight for the bar to get their breakfast and then bring it over to the table you're sitting at.
That's fair. Could you bring me a bowl over? I waited for you so we could eat together.
Oh, of course, yeah. They grab you one as well. Willard's carrying 2 bowls over, places one in front of you.
Thank you. And what do you call this food you've brought me?
Seems like they're doing some sort of soup this morning. Vegetable I haven't seen before. And he like grabs at one of the funny coloured vegetables in his bowl.
It's an ovolong.
Good one. No idea what that is, but it's nice.
Hope you don't mind.
You would- That's fine. I didn't actually have a written down
There you
name
go.
for the random thing that was in the bowl.
There you go,
So,
ovolong.
Nice. So yeah, you guys munching away on your food as other people trickle down. When
Where
Jeff and
is
Ken
the-
would get up.
Yeah, I was
Probably
gonna say
about
to
like 15-20 minutes after the first slot.
them, I would say
Hair's a
Bre-
mess. Just and just walks over, half dead.
how elaborate. Your hair is even more curious in the mornings.
Mm,
Does it just seem to calm down in the evenings?
I haven't brushed it yet. Let me get a coffee first.
You brush your hair? May I suggest using oils or wax? It helps keep it held for longer, as I kind of go to my bag and pull out this little like block I've got of candle wax that now you're realizing is why my hair is so slick and greasy back. It's how I hot
Thanks,
style
but
my
no
hair.
thanks. But my hair is. I work hard to keep my hair soft, and then he just kind of just see him with a mug, just.
Humans are so bizarre. Hmm.
Boris sort of wandering over the table. Yeah, we are. Ugh.
Ain't
Hello.
nothing wrong with being different.
Did you figure it out yet?
I don't know.
Consular
Racetrack?
Drew?
Do you bet with him?
No, but you're probably getting closer when it comes to regards of money.
I'll work it out later. I need some food. He goes and gets his breakfast.
Oh yeah, was
So
that a long?
you guys?
Yeah, long rest.
Yeah, that's a long rest, so you guys can go ahead and take that.
I need to roll a d6.
Ooh.
Hey, never mind.
Ooh.
Okay. That stays at the amount of charge it's got. But I'm going to use the last. It's not one of those items that destroys itself. Use all of them. No, it doesn't.
That's good. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to use the last 3 charges to non-detection on target a willing creature or a place or an object no bigger than 10 feet in any dimension. Yeah, I'm going to target just myself through that right now because of recent events. You might want to have that as a note in general. I'm going to note non-detection myself for the day.
Yeah.
Or at least for 8 hours, sorry.
When I write the word Lloyd, I struggle to not write the second L as capital.
I noticed that with even myself. To be fair, my name is spelled double L with capitals on D&D Beyond as well.
Maybe that's why.
And in game, actually, yeah, it's double L capitals.
Well, it's because I copied it from D&D Beyond where you put it.
Yeah. My problem with spelling Lloyd is I keep spelling it Llyod. Lloyd.
Lyod.
Lloyd.
Leod.
Lloyd.
Leod Leaf Gold.
Godly.
That's the joke.
Yeah. You guys might see me just twiddle with a ring for a second before there seems to be almost like a brief glimmer over my form that vanishes immediately after.
I'm kind of just rubs his eyes as he sees that glimmer for a second and then just goes back to chugging his coffee and working down the soup. After he
wouldn't-
finishes the soup, he's going back for a second cup of coffee.
I'd be careful drinking that much this time in the morning. We're going to be traveling today and I don't want to be stopping every 5 minutes.
Eh.
Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. From what I've been around, it's very brief I've been around. How can I put it? Can I read any sort of magical presence on this child? Does this child seem to be arcane in nature?
No. There's like this slight background tingle in your senses, but otherwise no.
Interesting.
Give me a history check.
The hair keeps bothering me. It makes me think
Magic hair.
That's my brain.
You have felt that feeling before. There's a certain tattoo artist who can cover up his magic when he does it.
Him. I did say I wanted to visit him, but they seemed to move on from that conversation very quickly.
Might have to sort that out.
Kem didn't want me to see them clearly.
Obviously.
I don't know your intentions.
No, and I'd rather keep it that way. Till I know I can
So-
trust you, of course.
Farron?
I mean, of course,
you
we can always
guys-
just make a contract.
Oh god. That's the best parties are formed around contract. I don't think Ken was listening to that suggestion, which is probably for the best.
No, I think
What?
Kem has got. When you're done chugging coffee, yesterday I discussed with you about talking with a certain friend of mine, and you seemed to brush off the conversation.
Mm,
May
I don't know
inquire as
your
to-
intentions, and I don't want you, and I don't know if you plan on harming them or not.
You don't
is
know if I
all.
plan on harming you either, but you still let me come along with you. I don't, for clarification, but you don't know that.
Kind of squint my eyes at you. Coffee.
How do you defend yourself anyway? You don't seem the arcane type.
There's scars on my knuckles for a reason.
So you're not a fighter then, because a good fighter wouldn't get their knuckles broken. What tools
I
do you
like
use
them.
to assist you?
None.
Hmm.
My fists. Fists and fists only. My body is my weapon.
Interesting. How do you fight things that are far away?
Run up to him and punch the shit out of it.
And if you can't reach them?
Somehow manage to convince them to get closer to me.
Persuade me. Say I'm an archer on a battlement. Persuade me to come down.
The way I persuade people would not be very appropriate in the tavern right about now.
I have a room.
Hey Lorna, you want to go check what Mesalea, see how she's doing?
Wait, we've
Yeah,
not
let's go.
finished
Let's
this
go get her up.
conversation.
Lorna's stands up to go get Mesolea. Boris like leans over to you and go like, "What was your suggestion for ranged targets for them? I've never seen them use a bow. I don't think they can."
Well, I may have a collection that I am working on, and some of those items are less in my wheelhouse of use. I was feeling like if they could show me where my old acquaintance was, I might be able to give them one of those items, one of which allows a certain collection of items to be thrown out of it.
I'll go have a word. That actually sounds really useful. Stands up to go follow you guys. He's basically just going to inform you, Kem, of what was said, and that he reckons that this guy is incredibly creepy, but kind of like in a harmless way.
Oh yeah, because Boris spent most of last night with me while you guys were out.
Yeah, actually, Boris doesn't mind you. He thinks you're all right. He was really creeped out to start with, and then like,
He
yeah,
spoke to me
he's
for like
fine
10 minutes.
now.
Oh no, that's just how he talks.
Yeah, he's just creepy. It's fine. Yeah, but Boris is just going to inform you of that. He's not going to like tell you to go go get the thing or anything. Then he's going to head over to pack his stuff up. As you come back down, Kem, with everybody, most people are sort of carrying bags now and all getting ready to go.
Welcome back. I hope you managed to wake up your friend well enough.
Hello.
They weren't dead, were they?
Nope, not dead.
Good.
I can use other weapons. I just choose not to. To go back on your previous questions.
Interesting. Do you not find that to be a detriment to yourself?
No. The punches seem to do a lot more damage than a dagger does.
Oh, I wasn't talking about daggers. I was thinking something far more hardy.
Like?
Perhaps we should go up to my room. Come with me.
I didn't hear a damn word you said, but all right.
Perhaps we should go to my room.
Oh, not you.
Come with me.
But I was talking about.
Oh, I
Dickie.
said creepy old man.
Oh.
Yeah, you've had a frail old man, now you've got creepy old man.
People 1 and people 2.
People 2 is more worrying than people 1.
Yes,
Yeah,
I will
I'm
lead
gonna
the way up to
concern-
room number 9.
Concernedly follow. Clearly more tense than before.
You enter the room, and I will if anyone else is following us in the room, I'm like, wait outside, would you? As I kind of push the door closed.
No, one of them went to their rooms to grab a bag, but they didn't like follow you.
As Kem enters the room with me, I'll push the door, lock it closed, walk over to the curtains and draw them, making it dark. Get 2 candles out my bag, light them on the floor.
Emma's definitely standing close to the door.
Yeah, keep an escape strategy in mind, Kem.
As I reach into my backpack and you see me pull out this hempen bag, and I move it into your hands, and you feel it's got some weight to it.
I kind of test the weight and
Like
Feels like the weight.
4.5 pounds ish.
Yeah.
what is this?
Focus on it for a while and see what you see inside.
The first thing that came into mind is I'm just gonna fondle the sack.
Okay,
Honestly,
so you
open.
fondle the sack for a few minutes. No, well, however much time you want to take fondling the sack, it's up to you. I'm assuming you're attuning to the item. So in my rules, you can attune as an action, and it takes an hour to break attunement.
Mhm.
So
I was not previously attuned to the item, I just had it on me, so.
that's fine.
Do
So
you want me to send it their way?
Yeah, So Kem, you are now holding a bag. Do you want to look in the bag?
Yes.
In the bag, you see.
There we go.
I didn't actually think you were gonna give that to me.
Why? You didn't even know I
What, a
had
brick?
it. No, you didn't know I had this. I'm very confused. Were you spying through my stuff, Kem?
On a mental level.
I said I wasn't going to give you that item, so I didn't.
No, I did. I didn't have to either.
Yeah. Nope. I just gave it to Zach's character because I thought it'd be more interesting.
Now, if I am to let you hold on to that and keep that, would you say that is a fair enough trade for you taking me to my acquaintance before we leave?
I'd have toss it up and down in my hand for a second. What does it do exactly? Just brick.
It weighs about the weight. It's about the weight of one brick.
From the mild time I've spent identifying that object, it seems to be able to generate bricks on a regular frequency. At least to a point where I've never gone beyond how many it can generate for my needs.
Interesting.
You seem like you are fairly used to handling bricks, although it seems like it's normally on the outside of your knuckles. Maybe this time you can use it in a more traditional way. And by tradition, I mean tradition of riots and overthrowing things.
Go on.
Bricks break the windows of those in power, don't they? When riots happen?
I have to reveal that to the chat.
And noses.
Perhaps. Still, Kem, wasn't it? Do we have a deal? If not, and I kind of just roll my robes up to the side, revealing my two braces on me, I can always take it back. And on the outside of these braces, you see almost the etchings of two daggers.
Threatening old man.
All right. Got a deal. Don't threaten me again.
I wasn't threatening, I was just telling you how I'd get my stuff back if you tried to betray me.
Intend on betraying anybody without good reason.
I will bring-
Old man. I love
I will
it.
wrap my hand around with yours and shake. The bony fingers almost creak as you squeeze the hand.
But yeah, I'll bring you back that way. As long as you're okay with me making a pit stop at the blacksmith.
Sure. Drop me off first, though, would you? Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
We can go there first.
You can do like a loop around if you want. Okay,
Go on.
so you're heading over to Maron's house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God I'm no longer lightly encumbered.
that bag of bricks was.
Weigh me down, man. Weigh me down.
Okay, so I mean, it only weighs as much as one brick. So
I know, but one brick weighs 4.5 pounds.
I'm just very proud of the description I wrote for that item. I have to share it at some point. So, you guys head through the town and over to the house. It seems like it's already open. The door seems unlocked. There's no open or closed signs, but you guys heading in?
Oh, I will head in. If you
Yeah.
want to leave, I can handle this on my own.
Are you
I'll
leaving
stick
them there,
around. I
Kem, or
want
are
to
you going?
thank them for their services. I am not leaving them there.
Okay.
All right, if you insist.
So, you guys head into the shop house thing.
Mhm.
Walking into the main room, there isn't anybody there.
Maron, you sly son of a bitch. I'm going to summon one of the daggers and throw it at the back wall immediately.
as the
I'm
dagger
just gonna stare.
clinks into the back wall, the door at the back open slowly. And you see
I
the
kind of
elf.
start almost like arms down to the side, shoulders forward, start moving over to him and get my face really close to him.
He does the same, like a similar position. It's
God,
like,
you're as ugly as the day I left you, and then I kind of open my arms for a hug.
didn't think I'd see you alive again. And then goes into the hug.
Yeah.
What are you doing in my village, Lloyd? You were
Well,
working in the big city.
I was. Things have got worse. The reason why you left. They've got. I see it now. I see where you were coming from.
I thought you might eventually. You took your time.
Well, I
What
can see
happened
that
to you?
you haven't. Nothing to me directly, but a lot of the people in the town, the support network at the top have started stepping up their game and are taking up people who they really shouldn't. Don't get me wrong, I don't think anyone who uses magic should be under the pressure they're under, but now they're taking people who haven't even got magic.
Well, I saw the writing on the wall, but
Speaking of writing on people, have you stopped accidentally stunning people with your little device you use?
for the most part, yes.
Any side effects still?
Keeps looking over again. It's like, nothing major.
Good work. I hope it pays as well as you need.
Kem gives a big
We
ol'
will be
smile.
we will be traveling far away in a moment, but I thought it prudent to warn you that if they are getting worse there, they might try stepping further out here at some point.
I will keep that in mind. Even while you travel, one of my party does carry several. One of your party, sorry, does carry several of my favors with them. So
They do.
I'll be following you, in a sense.
Hmm.
Again, his eyes glance over to Cam.
I kind of pick up on what he's saying. I assume with my expertise in Arcana, I kind of know already what he's going for with that.
Yes, you know that there is some sort of
Divination
magical
connected. That's it,
divination
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I'll say along the lines of, well, if you don't see me in the image, I have reasons for not being detected right now.
Probably for the best.
Of course, if anyone asks for me, you've not seen me, not heard me, and never even knew me.
I haven't seen you in years, my friend. What business takes you out into the swamps, though?
I want to do my part in making things better. Remind me, what age are you nowadays? Were you around when I was young?
Oh, not as old as you, but I'm not exactly young.
I'm assuming you know the stories from way back when? Magical armies fighting against horrible creatures from beyond the veil?
Oh, yes.
Well, if things keep going this way, I'm afraid that similar events might happen. I'm just trying to do my part in preventing that.
And if I hear anything, I will, I'll have a contact relay you the message.
Thank you. You know, you always did look better in this dim light.
It suits me.
It does. Now, kind of reach over, pull the dagger out the wall, but as soon as I do, it vanishes and goes back into the thing.
Yeah.
Kind of rub my thumb over that. Sorry about the scratch.
It's all right. I've been meaning to repaint it anyway.
We kind of like dead eye stare at each other for a moment before I just break off down my shoulder and kind of flick my slick hair and just keep walking towards Cam. Thank you, Cam. We're leaving now.
Kind of. He's just really stiff, just like standing there, just looking between the two. Definitely
As you
thinking there
look
was some
back-
sort of romance there.
As you look back at Moron, he sort of like gives you a smile,
There's
kind of
something there,
reminiscent of
buddy.
Lloyd's.
There's something there. No one knows what it is, but there's something happened there. Are those two fun? No, they can't be right. No.
Oh God.
Nah, they're 100% gay for each other.
No, it's more like a rivalry, you know, like a.
Could be both. You never know. So
Enemies to lovers.
So you guys heading back out, yeah, into the town.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go find Effie, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to give
Now you can
Aaron
go to your
thanks
lover.
for the added bonus.
Kem's got a couple in this village. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Kem's a fucking player.
Trying.
I know.
Such are the
Okay.
joys of being a buff blonde boy.
That does help.
Mhm.
Okay, so. So yeah, you head into the blacksmith, and Nezalin is back there.
Ah, yes, the barkeep.
No,
Nezalin. isn't
Nezalin.
it, though? Yeah,
Oh,
that's the primary black.
Nezalin.
That's the person
They
that
are
runs the
very
front of shop blacksmith. Yeah.
They are very, very similar names. I'll give you that. They are related names, like Nick and Nikki kind of thing. Yeah, they
Or
sort
Johnny
of
and
like
Jimmy.
or Johnny and Jimmy, which two of my players were called. Not players,
In
but characters. Players, characters. You know what I mean. Anyway,
2 PCs.
so NPCs, they weren't NPCs.
No, I said
Ah.
2 PCs. Player characters.
2 PC. Oh, I thought you said NPCs. I guess that would be a certain number of PCs. Anyway, you head in. God, I got very distracted there. So you head in, and he's standing there behind the thing. He's like, "Oh, hey, I thought you lot was heading off this morning."
We are. I just gotta grab something from Effie.
Oh, yep, heading through.
Thank you.
By the way, while they're in the blacksmith, I will be casting mage armor on myself for the 8 hours.
Cool. Sounds good. So, you head to the back of the shop. Lloyd's obviously waiting outside,
Mhm.
and I'll try and make sure that is working that effect in a second. You head to the back, and Effie is working on something which does look sort of like armbandy. So you, how do you want to approach it? They look very distracted.
I won't aim to spook them, but I'll kind of just like keep a respectful distance and kind of lean over to observe.
After a few moments, they so no, she's like, "Oh yeah, nearly done, and they like
Hey,
screw
no
their
worries.
ass a little bit, and they're like, "Okay, put the thing carefully in here," and like opens up the top of it.
I pull out the gem and I do as ordered.
Okay, so it kind of slots in, and the material forms around the bottom of it and holds it in place. And they like close the top of it, and they're like, "Okay, put it on your arm."
I will slide it carefully onto my right arm.
Okay, so they like make sure it's fitting. They like adjust the strap so it feels like it's gonna stay where it is, and they say, "Okay, so you should just feel the fabric against your skin right now. Pull that
Okay.
little piston thing at the bottom, the little lever. You can see
All
like
right.
there's a sort of like slide thing that pulls out.
All right, I shall pull it.
Using one action in D&D terms, you pull the thing down, and you feel the crystal like move and press down into your skin. Not hard, just like it's touching you
Enough
now.
to touch.
Yeah. They're like, "Can you feel it now? Is it like fitted right?"
Yeah, it's cold.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, and then you can push the thing back in, and like
Huh.
plunger goes in, and you feel the thing lift up again and like stop touching your skin.
Huh.
Right? If the thing works how it's supposed to work, if it doesn't, like that won't work at all. And sorry.
Hey, no worries. You did your best, and I'm very, very impressed with your work.
Thank you.
Have I
You
mentioned
lot
that
heading
you're a
out?
really smart person?
They as you say that, they sort of like they're taken aback a little bit, and you see just sort of like a minor freeze, and like, thanks, thank you.
But
So what time are you guys
yeah,
heading out?
probably within the next 20 or so.
Okay, I'll go see you. I'll come see you off the gates. I haven't really got anything to do left today.
Awesome. I have another friend tagging along with me right now. Kind of a little off, but he's fine. Trust me.
Okay. They
Um,
go to follow you out of the shop.
I'll I'll head out. Wave farewells to Nezolin, and
Come up with these names on the
also
fly, all right?
yeah, and to the clothing lady whose name I can't remember. Oh, Jardine,
Jiley.
Jiley.
Yeah. She like waves you off. And she's like, yeah, she'll probably be setting up stall, already set up stall, like ready
Yeah.
for trading for the day.
And I'll be wearing the clothes that she gave me.
Nice. Got the other
Aw.
dress carefully tucked in your bag, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
Okie dokie. So yeah, everyone's sort of congregating outside the tavern, and you will see that the druid has joined them.
Have you done
Um,
your hair yet, or is it still crazy, by the way?
It's still a bit off, but like I've been like finger combing it throughout the time that we've been walking, so it's definitely better than what it was.
That's fair. I will note that. Interesting. So I'm not sure that I've actually seen you comb it, but I can see now that it looks better than it did, which adds to my theory that your hair is magical and changes over the day.
Makes sense.
Lovely.
Yeah. Everyone sort of congregates together, and once you guys join, they'll sort of check with you that you're ready to go.
Was it everyone on your party?
Give me a second. My people are yelling.
Of
no.
course. I will ask Mesolaya then. Is this everyone in your
Yeah.
party?
We're just waiting on one other. And you hear like a doof, doof, doof behind you, Lloyd. There he
I
is.
prepared to cast a spell. Oh, he's one of you.
I kind of turn around and just, hello, Bar.
You turn around and there's this about 9-foot troll with 4 arms, 4 like tree trunk arms standing behind you. He just goes,
I move behind anyone.
he sort of looks at you slightly quizzically. Let's just
Slightly
carries
moving
on.
behind, just okay. Right. So could I get just a name check of the people we've got with us on this venture? We've got you, Ken. You. What was your name again? I'll go around basically. I'm getting a name check so I can write these all down for
Okay.
notes of the people we've got with us.
Okay, so
Kem.
you've got Kem, Ubar,
Ubar,
Willard, Mesolaya, Lorna,
Mesolaya. Hold up. Lorna. Yep.
Ornang.
Ornang. And who's
Yeah,
the druid who's taking us?
The druid would be. Oh, I don't know where my list of druid names has gone. I will inform you of the druid name later because I've lost my list of druid names from last week.
Oh. Fair enough. Thank you. Just writing these notes down. New characters got a new notepads. I've got to remember people.
Nice.
While you're taking names, can I speak with Ubar?
Yeah, he'll like come over if beckoned.
Yeah, I'll kind of just like attempt to, in their language, us go south. Will you follow?
So yeah, in the sort of like broken, well, way you can understand each other, and he's like, Ubar no south.
Ubar, go home.
Ubar go home.
If they're speaking in like broken giant, I have no idea what they're saying. So
Yeah, that literally makes no sense to you.
I can't remember what he calls me. Friend?
He calls you friend.
need help was my old one.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Uh,
and Boris.
Boris. Oh, yeah, so Boris as well. Got it.
Yeah, but why do we keep forgetting about Boris? He's so
His
distinctive.
charisma's so low that he keeps getting forgotten in the room.
Okay, so Ubar is talking to you.
yeah. Kevin's gonna look a little sad that their adventure is gonna be cut short. But Brenda, miss you.
You see Ubar next time.
I kind of lean into
Yeah.
Menela's ear. What are they doing?
Talking.
Oh.
And then Kem will kind of just, even though they're like 9 foot tall, he's just gonna hug his leg essentially.
As you sort of lean in for the hug, like he goes down and like basically pulls you up with all 4 arms and just like he hugs you like a pet because you are tiny to him. He's being very careful. And he like pats you on the back with one of the arms and puts you back down.
Be safe. Okay?
Be safe, you.
Do best. Brenda, do best.
You get the first smile you've ever seen out of Ubar.
It makes Kem break out into a big old grin.
He sort of looks up as the rest of the group sort of watching and moving around the druid as they sort of go to walk towards the entrance to the forest, entrance to the town. Sorry.
Yeah. Is Boris gonna say anything to Ubar?
Wait, so is Ubar walking
Or
off?
try
then?
to?
No, so Ubar is sort of
Okay.
following the group out as well.
Got it.
Mhm.
Never mind.
And as you finish your conversation, Boris sort of like walks up. He's like, "Yeah, thanks for the help, man. It was really good." And Ubar looks at him like, "The fuck are you talking about? I can't understand you."
I'll do my best to vaguely translate.
Yeah. Ubar reaches out with a hand and like pats Boris on the head. Boris is like, "Oh god."
My eyes keep darting up to the creature, but trying not to make eye contact. As I'm clearly intimidated just by this raw size of this creature. That this is the first time I've seen it, and even more terrified by the fact that I didn't notice it the entire night I was exploring the town.
Ubar has a surprisingly high
Yeah.
stealth.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh shit, how did I not notice this thing?
He's a bit BFG in that regard.
Yeah.
So yeah, Boris is like prepared for it, so he doesn't like freak out or anything.
Get a chuckle out of him.
I'm not wearing my fear inherently, but I am like kind of subtly hinting that I'm terrified of this thing.
Yeah. No one else seems to be. Everyone else here is just cool with the giant monster.
Yeah, the giant 4-armed creature.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "That's just our mate Ubar. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. What, you got a problem with him?
No, I've just never seen one of those before.
The Rangers aren't like looking at you like, "Why are you so scared?" They're like, they clearly know. They just find
In
it
my
funny.
entire 2088
Yeah.
years of existence, I've never seen a creature quite like that. Not to that
Yeah.
scale.
Or like been near one and not been in a fight, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ubar's going to walk with you guys to the entrance to the village.
If I'm in front of him,
And-
every now and then I will turn my head and just keep looking back to make sure he's not like scooping everyone up.
When he's not trying to be, when he's just like relaxed walking, there is a bit of a like a
Mhm.
doof, doof, doof as he walks
yeah.
because he really is heavy. So you guys get towards the entrance to the village and you head outside the gates. And remember, from the inside of the village, you can sort of see through the walls and it just looks like
Mhm.
more woodland.
Mhm.
As you pass through the gates, those walls rematerialize and it looks more like the outside walls of a town
Nice.
again. and the druid sort of like looking around and heads towards a really large tree. He's going to hold his hand against it and begin casting a spell.
I wonder what this spell could be. It
What
could be
could
one of
this spell be?
It couldn't be that signature druid spell that makes them one of the most mobile classes in the entire game, could it?
No, something else.
To be fair, there
It's
are two druid spells.
teleport.
To be fair, there are two spells here that could really quickly get you across it because they've got that wind walk spell as well that lets you travel like 300 feet around or 600
That
feet
is
if you're
true.
dashing. Yeah.
That is not the one he's casting. Though. He is casting.
No,
the other
I
one.
know by the way you described it that you're not, but that is another option. Yeah.
It is, yeah, it could have been. This is like faster, I suppose. But yeah, so he's touching the tree, and then Lorna sort of suddenly realizes and goes, "Okay, be ready to run through the tree." To
Right.
Kim and Boris,
Okay.
and you.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've got some idea of what this is, but like I probably called it something different.
I think you've got enough experience in Arcana that you understand what is going on with this.
Yeah.
So the
They are
druid's sort
opening
of
a
like,
gate of some sort.
yeah, you've seen
Yeah.
similar like process before. So the druid's like counting down, and then and you get like 2 rangers run in, and then followed by you lot, and then the other rangers are going to take
Yeah,
up the
fucking shoulders first, running.
With
you've
Ubar
got
waiting
6
behind,
seconds to
I'll
run
kind
through
of
the tree.
just, I'll just be like, bye, Ubar, as I run through.
So, 2 of his arms like on that side are waving,
Cool.
and then you
Um,
run through the tree, and then there's everything's sort of pitch black for a sec, and you run out of a tree on the other side, and then like everybody else piles out behind you, and you guys are in front of what appears to be some ruined structures that are sort of built into the side of some rocks. But that is where we're going to end it for the day.
Woo! We did well!
Woo!
We did die! My character survived a session! Woo!
Yeah, for context for anyone who's just joining us on this session, this would be character 3 for Zach this
Campaign, yeah.
campaign.
The last one only lived
the
2
camp.
sessions.
Your first one lasted quite a while. Then we had
The
a
first one
2-session
lasted about
character.
5,
Now we've
6.
got this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It lasted at least 1. Let's see what will win. Like, let's put bets, guys. For anyone who's actually still in chat right now, do you think this character will live longer than Frail, or do you think they will live about the same time as Frail?
Oof. I don't know what other people think, but
Yeah.
I give it what I give it.
What are you gonna give it? Just off the character, you know the character, what they can do. What do you think? How long?
I think you're more survivable. I think you will last longer.
Cool. What about
We
you,
will see.
Sunday? Do you think this character will live longer?
I mean, probably.
Fair.
They're definitely smart enough and don't have anything that'll make them, like, explode randomly
That you know of.
that I know of.
Anyway, thank you, everybody.
Although you've brought a thing in that could make them explode.
Yeah.
You did. I don't know
Yeah.
about it either because you've got it under an arm sleeve thingy.
It just looks like an armband, and you weren't there when they would. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So that's where we're going to end today. Remember
Thank you,
to come
everybody.
join us on Wednesdays for this one. We've
Remember
also
to
got a
follow
game
on
that
Twitch
goes on
notifications.
Sundays. Yep. Follow on Twitch.
Got
We're
Twitter as
fairly
well.
regular now.
Yep.
Yep. And yeah, like I said, Sunday game as well, in case you want another campaign that's in the same world. So the 2 parties are sort of like playing alongside each other. And yeah, we will
Thank you very
see
much.
you later. Thank you.
Adios.